Okay, boom. Section 10, episode 552, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It's the home of your 30 and 34, fourth place Boston Red Sox.
I missed the intro.
Huh?
I missed the intro a lot.
People on the internet seem to think that intro is better. It's not. They were like, I'm glad that intro is gone because Jared just blows himself in it, not realizing like those are the words from Enzo and Cass's. I didn't write that. Yeah.
Well, you're kind of hyping me and Coley up at the same time. Like, you know,
Yeah, Steve,
we kind
how
of
you
need
doing?
that.
Everyone
All
gets
of it.
hyped
Yeah,
up
everyone
there.
gets
What are
some
we talking
love.
about?
Jake gets some. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where he is.
People
complaint.
on the internet are just mad these days.
It's
I
a
don't know
bad
if you know
complaint.
this, but people. Yeah, very bad complaint. Yeah, that intro is
Yeah.
better.
Well, the highlights of the show. I miss it.
I would agree. It starts the show with high energy instead of just like, got to do this thing again. Which is kind of where we're at tonight. I don't know where you. By the way, brewed by Blue Moon,
Suck one.
produced
I'm
by
sucking it.
Cake Yazzie.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know where you guys are at on that. I was getting called like the negative old curmudgeon today for my reaction to today's win. I think I'm right. I'll read you the tweet.
Read it.
Call me a Debbie Downer, but I legitimately don't feel any better about this team after that walk-off win, given how the first two games went and how they looked all day today until the final at bat. I sincerely respect the hell out of them for fighting, but man, they stink. What is wrong with that take? I feel like that's spot on, Coley.
Well, one, you did say maybe I'm a Debbie Downer, so you acknowledge that potentially that's on the table. I want that loud and clear.
Sure.
But
Sure.
last episode, you posited a question of the panel. Could Trevor Story's series in Atlanta have ignited a spark within this team? We have the answer. It's
Did
no.
it?
No, it didn't. No.
No.
It's an immediate no.
No, but it's weird. I was thinking
You don't
about it when I
think
was
so?
walking the dogs earlier because you're right. Like they fought today. They have a weird amount of fight in every game. Like all three of these games started kind of the same, just immediate hole where it was like, well, they're not going to climb out of this. And then each time they did, but they just happened to lose two of them. Were they up 0 plus minus for this series? Was it just 0? They lost by one, one
Gotta
by
be
two.
Close. +2, -1, -1. Yeah, that's an even
0.
series.
So they played them to a dead even despite putting themselves in Tanner Houck had two of the worst starts in franchise history this year. And then Lucas Giolito and Dick Fitz were like, check this shit out. Like, what the fuck is that? What's going on?
Honestly,
I feel bad for Dick
this
Fitz.
team is
Super
me
bad.
too. Yeah, Dick Fitz.
Super
that was
bad.
tough.
I
That
feel
was
bad
tough.
for
The
Dick
whole
Fitz
process has
because
sucked.
this man said, I am rehabbing coming back from an injury, but we suck so bad and I've been so good that why don't I make my rehab starts at the big league level because the rest of the dickheads in the rotation, like me on a rehab start is better than insert player X going out there trying to fucking get out to the big league level. So I feel bad for Dick Fitz that he got
Big
his shit
time.
kicked in.
Big time.
If we're just briefly looking at Fitz and Giolito and what they did in this series, Coley to the point of them going even with the Angels for the score, those guys combined for a 49 ERA. And you still split. Obviously, you didn't split the series. It's a 3-game series, but you split the series runs wise. Like that's how we feel watching these games where you sit down and you're like, what stupid shit's happening tonight? Like something dumb's going to happen tonight and it's going to be a little bit different than the night before, but it's also going to kind of feel like a continuation of what we just watched.
Yeah.
It's what happens
Yeah.
when the first two games you should have had 6 errors combined. You got lucky on the Abraham Toro play with Zach Neto just beating it out, just a regular ground ball to him, just regularly beating it out like it was nothing. But Dick Fitz got screwed more than anyone because now he has to go down there for 15 days. It's a disservice to the Red Sox because he's one of your best arms. One bad inning against the Angels doesn't change that, but it's practically bought Lucas Giolito time, which sucks because there was a reason Ronald Acuna Jr. was laughing at him. Ronald Acuna Jr. was laughing at the dude last start. The fact that he couldn't go deep off of him or do any damage.
The last guy you want to have time. Like, we want you to have no time, and you just bought him time.
So much time.
And now he's going to go down there and essentially restart a rehab assignment and do 2 starts down there and then come back up. But, Dobbins went and proved it. He got his rotation spot for what he did after Fitz got knocked out. But it's pretty clear
that's the
Fitz and
thing.
Dobbins should be in the rotation.
Jerry?
Is this just a recency bias thing or like is Giolito I mean, is he the guy? Like, I know he's getting picked on right now because he was awful today. Inning in 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned, walked one, only struck out one, gave up the home run in the first. But like, hasn't everyone kind of sucked that isn't Garrett Crochet? Like, I feel like Walker Buehler unfairly gets looped into that. So I want to shout out Tom Karen because he hit me with a stat that I wanted to share with y'all. Crochet and Buehler have combined for 22 starts. They've gone 5 innings in 20 of them. So 20 out of 22. The rest of the staff has made 42 starts. They have gone 5 innings in only half of those games, 21. So I feel like obviously Walker Buehler is not putting up the quality of innings that Garrett Crochet is, but we're talking about a dude that has spent time on the injured list and is still at least, and got ejected from a game like fucking 3 batters in. This is a guy that is at least giving you some length out there. And I feel like all too often we're like, Garrett Crochet, we put him on the pedestal, rightfully so, maybe the best pitcher in the American League right now. But then like Walker kind of gets looped into the group of like bums, and I don't think he deserves to be in that tier. I think he's in a tier of his own. Coley?
Buehler has a half earned run ERA higher than Bello, and they have the same OPS against. It's the same picture. Like they're the same. They've been largely the same.
I think there's underlying stuff that points to
that has nothing to do with what they've actually done.
If we're talking results, but what we're moving forward, what we're talking is going to happen, right?
We'll see. Like as stats pointed out today,
I don't know.
Their last 2 big free agent pitcher signings are statistically the worst 2 pitchers of the respective years, which we were both okay. We were okay with both of them. They were signed for different reasons. We get that. But when you do look at it like that, it's like, yeah, that was fucking stupid. Like, obviously, that's not going to work. One of them may work. So far, Buehler's not a no yet, but Giolito's been as disappointing a signing as it can be. And I was all for it. I'm not trying to rewrite history. Same. But it has been just super disappointing.
Yeah, just talking Buehler, Bello there. Like, Bello right now, he's 7th percentile expected ERA. You look at Walker
I just
Buehler,
said what
he's
they've
36.
done. I understand the expected stats.
We're analyzing these guys for what they are and what we think they're going to give you moving forward here, right? And Brian Bello gets a whole extra leg because he has the contract, and we understand that he needs to grow and figure it out here. Lucas Giolito, this is his 3rd start giving up 6 earned runs. It's nice that it's on and off, and he can kind of put it together some days.
It's not
I'm not giving him any credit for the Braves.
It's not nice, I would say.
Yeah, you're right. It's insulting.
It's like
actually.
way worse than it's that way.
Yeah.
But for a guy like Lucas Giolito, like you can't go out there every other start and absolutely shit your pants and give a team absolutely nothing when you have an option like Richard Fitz, who is shown to at least possibly give you more besides this one really bad outing against the Angels.
I was curious, just ERA wise, looking at Crochet versus all the other guys. Crochet's at 1.98, all the non-Crochet starters 5.23. So it's, I mean, they'd be the 4th worst team ERA in baseball without Garrett Crochet. So that kind of sums it up, honestly. And Jerry, you're not fully wrong. Taking Buehler out of the suckiness of the other guys, but you still don't fully know what you're going to get from these guys that aren't named Garrett Crochet. Like, we know exactly what we're going to get from Crochet. If anything, he could have been a little worse by now, and we'd still think he's been great. Like, he's been that good.
Sure.
But all the other guys on the mound, and it's like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And the blow-up capabilities are just
Saturday was
max.
not good.
No, but like it's you can be bad, but not this bad. Like the blow-up capabilities of some of these guys are just the worst in the league. And you have multiple of them in your rotation, and you just can't survive. I mean, the bullpen's going to die.
And there's nothing under the hood for like a guy like Giolito that makes you feel like he's going to come out of this. He's not even throwing the curveball anymore. Like that came and went. So now he's just changeup, 4-seamer, slider.
Is that the Royals start he broke that out for?
Yeah. It like used it a decent amount. And now all of a sudden it's like, nope, last 2 starts, we're not throwing it once.
The Royals start was coming off of a catastrophic one. And then he played the Orioles during the doubleheader. And I called that, like, I was like, I don't buy this in the meantime. So yeah, today was especially gutless given how the last 2 games ended and everything that happened pregame today. Like that, you can't have a worse possible start.
By the bottom of the first, it's like, all right, let's just cancel the season. Considering what's happened in the last like 3 hours, I think that was a new low point for this year.
I wish I had the audio of the radio broadcast because Will Fleming was like putting the season to bed. Like, and that's why
that will fucking do it.
like that's why I fired off my "this team fucking blows" tweet and booed them off the field, because all I needed was that little bit of validation from someone in the space that wasn't just like this irrational fan on Twitter. Like hearing Will be like, I have never seen a team fall off quite like this one. And I mean, it wasn't like a complete eulogy, but it was the start of one for sure. So once I started, I just like was listening to Will. I'm like, you're right, Will. You're so fucking right. You know what? Fuck this. And I just fired off the tweet in a parking lot.
Fuck this fucking thing.
So yeah, like I get it when like Alex Cora, we have to talk about Alex Cora's comment. We're kind of jumping all over the place, but I mean that it's going to be that type of show. Yeah, it's going to be that type of show.
Jump all over the place. That's what the team does.
Yeah, this team doesn't deserve.
At this point, we're not breaking down series game by game. We're kind of just trauma dumping in this one, and yeah, it's gonna be quite the uphill battle to find happiness once again. But you can find happiness if you download the Underdog Fantasy app. I know that. I got to. I made some picks today. I don't even know if my picks made it because I think I selected Nick Kurtz of the A's, and he's hurt.
He hasn't played.
Which we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Huh?
I brought
We
that up
talked about it
last
last
episode.
What?
That he was hurt.
Oh yeah. Well, I wasn't listening obviously because he was part of my
Never
picks
are.
today, and yeah. So my
Listening,
picks didn't
come
make
on.
it out today, but I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Also, by the way, with my final thought tonight on 98.5, the fucking Sports Hub. Did you hear, T?
I did not.
Oh, that's too bad because my final thought on the baseball hour tonight was make sure you go to Cameo and type in section 10 because Tyler Milliken is on Cameo now. That's what I used my final thought for tonight was to promote you and make you money.
Thank you. I really do appreciate you. I took a muscle relaxer when I got home and I feel kind of fuzzy. I'm a little
fucking
loose
flying,
below
brother.
the waist.
T is fighting through it. He's got a bad back right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
my
got a bad back.
Oh.
Oh.
It's
yeah, I mean
barking.
I wish you nothing but a pain-free life, T. You know?
Thank you. I have 2 cameo requests already.
There you go.
Oh,
As
thank
of,
you.
as of
Damn.
when?
I got one earlier today at like 2 p.m. and then one like probably like right around the time you said you did the shout out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we said this off air, but just wanted to clarify. We'll do anything on there. If you need us to put stuff in our
Whoa,
butts, like
we?
I don't know what
What the
where the
fuck,
line is.
Steve?
But
I'm in.
I don't know what the fuck's
Steve,
going on.
I
Steve,
threw this
Steve.
out to see what T would say, and I
Steve.
knew T would be in. T is there. All right, so T and I will do anything. Whatever you want,
For
we'll do it on
$26,
camera.
Steve will put a lampshade up his ass.
I don't know about a lampshade. Maybe this. Maybe
Just
something
sit on
like,
it.
Yeah. Oh, that's how you do it. That would be how it would get done. But yeah, we'll do anything on there. Jerry said that initially, and I just wanted to say it on here.
All right. Yeah, we're all on there. So I want to see
Even cake.
what
Ugh.
comes. Even cake. Yeah, fuck cake. But I can't wait to see what comes of the Tyler Milliken.
It's gonna be
cameo
Steve.
content.
Steve's gonna come. It sounds like
Yeah.
for
Yeah, that's true.
$26.
Me
We can
and T
come
will be
together.
coming.
Yeah.
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 That's
By the way,
big price. We'll change
If
the price.
you're
to that.
if you're out there listening to the podcast right now and you're someone who is or plans on purchasing some Tyler Milliken content on Cameo, I want to see it. Don't hog that. Like don't hog it. Send it to me and I want to see what's going on.
One of the requests today was, can you just talk a couple minutes about 2021 Hunter Renfroe? And I was like, oh my God, these people understand me. Like that is the best thing I could possibly do.
T, I'm
T.
telling you, like we obviously have given feedback on the selfie videos you do. The only one consistently I have to knock you for is that they're too long. I still watch them. Like it's not like we don't watch them. It's more just maybe trim it down a little bit.
Mhm.
This you're going to get requests to talk for days, which is
Days.
probably not great for you because then it's like you lose money
Yeah.
per minute you're talking. It's like the only one I've done so far, I think, was 50 seconds. Like that was awesome. So I don't know if long ones are great for you or not, but I think you're built for it.
They said it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I got 5 stars. Yeah, they said it was great. Yeah.
You got 5 stars. You know what? Congrats, Steve. Congrats on the
Thank
5
you.
stars, brother. That's
I was ready
fucking
for an
awesome,
insult
man.
there, but yeah.
I'm sure it sucked, but 5 stars is 5 stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it, brother. By the way, question for Jerry.
Okay.
I saw a GIF from the place we initially did this show at. Well, maybe not initially, but
Yeah.
and you did the thing. So have you just been doing this forever and I'm just finding this out? I don't remember you doing this.
I've done it before, but it's not a thing that I've like. That's my thing. I
It
think
was more like sideways. It wasn't like straight on. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I did that. I want to
It was
say
during one of the playoff game
Yeah, it
streams.
was.
or
I think in
something like that.
2017 that was like one of their like on base celebrations. So I think that's what I was doing in the GIF, and then I've just kind of gone back to the well since then.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
That
I
GIF
just saw
used to
that
get a
and
lot of run.
made the connection. Yeah, it did
Huh?
big time.
That GIF used to get a lot of run back in the day. Like it was arguably the most common one I saw people post underneath your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a
it's good shit,
flashback.
brother.
Hadn't seen that one in a minute.
Yeah, it's a good GIF.
Hmm.
I believe that was against that was 2017 against the Astros on like a Hanley Ramirez double or something like that.
Yep.
Everyone knows.
Miss
You
you,
guys
Hanley.
know.
Oh, love Hanley.
Yeah. So where are we at on that take that I had? Like the fact that
That's good. It's a
Ceddanne
good one.
Rafaela hits a walk-off home run,
A
and I'm
mammoth
more just like
towering blast.
an immeasurable tank.
308 to right, baby. Drop the new pod. I'm ready
Yeah.
for it.
Let's just call this 308 to right. I think
308
that should
to
be
right.
the title of this one, yeah.
Did you guys feel the same after that? Like, I didn't feel like, fuck yeah, like, we're back. Here we go.
No.
Like, what a hard fought win. It was a hard fought win. I don't want to take that away from them, but I still felt like the shock and frustration and anger from the 4-run first inning never faded. Even when they scored 5 in the bottom of the first, I was still mad about the 4. And then, he gave it right back up. Then it was 7-5. Then they come back and they tie. And I mean, at no point, like, because it was one of those games where I like these games during seasons where the Red Sox are at least like 500 or have a winning record. I'm fine, or I actually tremendously enjoy the games where you're like, Twilight Zone game where both starters give up 6 earned in the first inning and a half. And then it's like none of the pitchers can get anybody out. High scoring, back and forth, lead changes left and right. You've got shitty guys that are driving in 4 runs just because that's something's in the air tonight. And I
One
love those
asshole
games.
goes 0 for 6. So mad.
Yeah, your best hitter goes 0 for 6 with 5 strikeouts. I love those games. But when you're trying to prevent a sweep at the hands of the Angels and the general sentiment is this team, I mean, another starter laid a fat fucking egg on the mound, and you're now asking the bullpen again to basically pitch the entire game. I can't sit there and enjoy the chaos of one of these Twilight Zone games. All I'm thinking about is I'm just watching the game. I'm exhausted just watching the bullpen. Like, I have bullpen anxiety because it's like having a device in your house that needs to be charged once a week, and you're always thinking of the battery, and you're like, fuck, like I can't even enjoy that it's fully charged because I'm thinking about when it's going to die and I'm really going to need it. That's how I feel about the Red Sox bullpen. I'm just always thinking about the battery dying and not the fact that they're ever at full charge, because they're not. And every single night, they're asked to go above and beyond and pick up the slack for a starter that shit their pants.
Do you know the Succession gif where Kieran Culkin's character is just like looking at the emails coming?
Fuck is that, Steve?
You guys know who I'm talking about.
I know
You guys-
exactly who you're talking about.
This is like the most popular gif like going, Jared.
Biggest. Like, there's
Who
no
is
tweet
that?
without it.
Kieran
is-
Culkin?
Kieran
Who is that?
Culkin.
Who is that?
You don't know who Kieran Culkin
No.
is?
Kieran, the big
Who?
K.
You can say it however many times you want to say it. Who the fuck is that?
I have no idea.
You definitely
not
know who that is.
listening.
Macaulay Culkin's
You're not
brother?
listening.
All right, what the fuck? Huh? He has a
What?
brother, the Home Alone kid?
It's the Home Alone. Wait, his brother's the Home Alone kid, right? Coley?
What?
Yeah.
It's Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in
Who the
Succession.
who the fuck is Kieran Culkin? Who is he? What does he look like? What does he
He
do?
just got
What's
an
it-
Oscar, I think, or something. He just
looks
shut
Shut
up,
up,
like
Brenda
award.
song.
Macaulay Culkin, kinda.
Oh my god.
He's in. Is that the show with fucking Sydney Sweeney?
Nope.
That would be a way different show if Sydney Sweeney was in that show.
Yeah.
What's the Sydney Sweeney show? You fucking
Euphoria?
pervert. You
Euphoria.
obviously know T. What?
Euphoria.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Euphoria. Have you
How many-
seen
how many
this?
I have no
Where he's
idea
like-
who that is. I've never seen that in my life.
Where he's like looking at the computer and it's just like,
You know
oh,
what?
a lot of.
Steve just tried to be like, hey, Steve just fucking, hey, you know this famous GIF? And he shows me a still image. There was a still image, Steve, and you know it. It was.
It may
Try
have been
to defend
playing.
yourself.
It may have been
It is.
playing. It's
Hey,
hard.
hey,
We're
hey,
still on
there's
this side of the
this
camera.
very famous GIF, Jared. Have you seen it? And he shows me a still image. That's crazy. That's crazy. Of a person that I've never heard of. I don't know the show.
I'm telling you, sometimes Jared's war is the funniest thing ever. Because I think if you brought that line up to like 20 different people, he's the only one who'd be like, who the fuck are you talking about? What is this GIF even? What was Sydney Sweeney in it? Like, I didn't think that this was going to be the thing this show that you're like, Steve, what the hell are you talking about?
I mean, Steve.
It's like the most popular GIF like ever, at least right now.
You didn't show me a GIF.
All right, I showed you the image of the GIF. Whatever. Here's
Who
the
does
fucking
that?
GIF.
Who does that?
Oh
imagine
my
be like,
God.
hey, imagine like,
Here's
hey,
the GIF.
it's still not moving.
It's
Steve,
moving.
Steve, I've never seen this GIF
Okay.
before. Not one single time in my life.
Imagine what Martha would say if you were like, hey, babe, I want to take you to the movies tonight. And then you showed up to the lobby and you just stood in front of the movie poster. And you were just like, what? What? You wanted it to move?
She'd smack me up. She'd throw me around. She'd rough
Right?
me up a little bit.
That's what Steve just did to me. And like, I mean, come on, man.
They're
Come
watching
on.
Jurassic Park at home. It's just on a still of the T-Rex.
I mean, what are we
Trust
doing?
me, this thing rips people up. It's crazy. Like once he gets moving, like it's a wild movie.
God, dude, I'm sweating. I didn't ask for this.
Absolutely
Come
nothing
on.
better than saying like
All right.
a very known pop culture reference and Jared being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And here's the thing, Jared, we've done so many shows together that I don't mention these unless they're like all over Twitter. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, he's probably
I've
seen
never
it.
seen it,
'Cause
to be fair. I've never seen that one.
Jake?
Or
I've
Cake.
seen it a couple times.
Okay. All right. You got one person. I was about to say, everybody on the show says they didn't see it. That's a problem.
Cake
Anyway.
also lies about shit too, though.
That's true.
Yeah, that's like all he does. He's a bag of shit.
Cake.
he cut that one.
But it's all right. This reference blows now. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna try to land the plane.
All right.
I forgot that you were even making a reference here.
I did too.
I thought
did
your
too.
mission was
I
just
was
to
waiting to
confuse me,
see-
and boy, did you succeed.
I was waiting to see where it was actually going to go because so little premise
I know.
was set up that it could go anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I jumped right into it. So basically, the point being, this is a GIF where he's like looking at a bunch of emails coming in. The company, I think, is collapsing. I don't watch the show. And he's just like, oh my God, there's a lot of shit going on. I'm going to act like it's not happening. I was in a lot of meetings today. We're planning some stuff for baseball content for the dog. Very excited. And so had the game on the side. And so was doing a lot of that. Wait one second. And was
What are we-
doing that like,
What the
Was
hell
Pete-
are we planning? I mean, what the fuck, Steve? All right, listen. Congrats on your fucking big promotion to MLB.
this is
head
this is
honcho.
all of us. This is
M-
all of us.
I didn't
don't
get a
start with the
promotion.
all of us thing
I didn't
again.
get a
No, I don't
promotion.
like that one.
I didn't get a promotion. Jake, did you?
I'm saying the content
Jake
is going to include all of us.
I
That's
got
what I'm saying.
demoted.
Cake? Cake? Did you get a promotion?
This is off the rails. This is the
No promotion for Cake.
No promotion for Cake. What are the plans? Can you at least tell me what the plans are?
My point being, I'm
Oh,
in
God.
meetings
Oh,
today,
God.
and I
Oh,
couldn't
God.
watch the game. That's why I wasn't in tied in the eighth. And so I'm looking over.
Did you
at
agree
the
to
fucking? Oh
Did
my
you
God.
agree to have me do things that I don't know what's going on?
No.
Are you sending
No.
me to Bangladesh to cover baseball?
Yes, actually,
You're
yes.
going where
That was the
Masa
top
is.
one. That was the
no,
top one.
dude.
It's you,
I don't want it.
Masataka, and Kieran
Where is
Culkin,
Bangladesh?
The big
Where
three.
is it?
Oh, it's far, Jerry. It's real far.
What country? First of all, is Bangladesh a country?
Of course.
I believe so.
Bangladesh.
It's in India.
It's no, it's not. It's a country in
It's a
South
country.
Asia.
It definitely
Oh.
touches the Dia for sure.
It touches what?
India, definitely big time.
India no longer a continent?
Never was.
Who said that?
Just asking, just making sure.
We all agree, and that's not anymore, right?
Never had a shot.
Okay.
This isn't even like a Pluto planet, not planet situation. This was just straight up.
I don't want to
never
be
a continent.
associated with that line of thinking. No. Anyway, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, Kieran Culkin
right.
in Bangladesh.
My point being, all right, and this
I'm
this
not
is
going, by the
dumbest
way.
point.
No.
Not
All
going.
right, fine. I'll tell him.
All right.
You're not going.
Yeah.
But it's like looking over at the
Cover
game
the
and not being.
Tigers.
Shit. Hold on. Let me see. There's no way there's a
School
direct
over
flight
there?
from Boston to Bangladesh.
Oh,
Boston
B2B?
to Bangladesh.
They got that.
Bangladesh.
$842.
I didn't ask how much it is. I asked how long it would take to get there.
I'm good at this.
That's going to be at least a
A
17, 18
nonstop
hour.
flight is almost 19. It's 18 and a half.
I'm sure they make
All
that in
right, Steve,
17.5.
tell him I'm not going. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I am. That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm telling
All
them
right.
you're not going.
No chance.
The point being, Jerry.
Yep.
And I think you guys might agree with this. I'm not phased anymore by what happens in the games. It was just kind of looking over. They're down 4-0 in the first, looking back. Like that's just kind of what it is.
Would you
So that
show
sets
me?
the tone.
Do like a dramatized. Do a
I think
dramatic
dramatize-
reenaction.
Dramatize, right?
I
Do it
don't
in,
know. Do a dramatic
Bollywood style.
reenaction.
Okay. All right.
Of what your reaction
How
was
it went.
when he gave up the home run to make it 4-0.
All right. Perfect. Here we go. You ready?
Right. 3, 2. That was it.
That was it. That's my point. My point is that I'm like not fit.
Wow.
Hey.
You know what? This episode was going down a path that I didn't want it to go down.
Same.
I said, listen, I'm not going to Bangladesh. I'm not talking about getting anybody fired. I don't want to talk about this rotation anymore. We're calling in the reinforcements. We're calling in the one and only Jeffrey Passan, which, by the way, I want to start here, Jeff. We're gonna talk a little Sox, obviously, because I cover baseball. I have a question for you because I know that you look like you're still in college, but growing up being a fan of Jeff Passan, you were always a big deal to me. Don't let this inflate your ego. You were always a big deal to me, but I feel like you've kind of entered in the last couple of years here this stratosphere of almost like A-list celebrity. Like people outside of the baseball bubble, they know who Jeff Passan is. I know that you live a modest life. I know that you sometimes go outside. You say you do. We don't have any proof of that really. But like, how are you handling your newfound fame? And thank you for coming on and making time for the little people now.
I'm sorry, I can't get past Tyler's beard.
I know.
Bro,
It looks
were you
good,
out
right?
were you out like building furniture earlier today?
What does that mean? Building furniture.
I mean,
You
that
look
is
like a
an
woodsman.
Amish beard, my friend.
Amish,
Like,
I've shaped it well. I'm going to a new barber.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
Jeff, you sound jealous. I'm not going to lie. You sound a little jealous that you don't have any facial hair going on right now.
like that is actually true. I'm
Thank you.
40. I'm 44 years old,
There you
and
go.
I cannot connect right here. But if I could, I wouldn't fucking grow it like that. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Hey.
Mike Napoli, 2013 Red Sox, very
No.
Boston.
Don't bring
No.
it
Yeah,
up.
Yes.
you got a
Don't-
lot of other qualities that Mike Napoli has too there, big guy. Good
Oh,
stuff.
oh my God. Are you
Hey.
serious?
Oh.
You're supposed to be beefing with Coley. Why is this coming to me?
T, you called this, by the way.
I
You
did
called
call
this.
it because I know Jeff targets me. He knows I'm easy to get to. He knows I'm sensitive.
Yeah, that's
To
true.
bully you, I'm so
Hey.
sorry.
Used to be me. Now it's T. I passed the
Yeah.
baton over to T. I'm just over it.
Mhm.
There we go.
I mean,
It's
I
true.
haven't been able to take my eyes off it. What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Clearly, I'm ugly. I didn't realize I've
Wait.
been this ugly for months.
Wait, so hold on. I'll step in here because I think the beard, it kind of blends in with whatever shirt
it's the
you're wearing?
shirt.
It's the same.
Can
Yeah.
you move the not up? Like, can you pull it down so we can at least have some
No,
contrast?
don't pull it down. I don't want to
Yeah.
see more of that.
Take it off.
You've
give
seen
me
all of
pull
it.
your face down. I don't want to see your neck. Get away from the microphone so I can see the fucking beard. All right, pull your shirt down. All right, we gotta do. Yeah, all right, we gotta work on like the shaping of it. I think the longer length is fine, but we have to work on the shaping of it too.
Bro, it's very Mose Schrute. Like very Mose.
Who the fuck is that?
Here we go again.
I got
Who
you.
is
I
that?
got you, Jeff. He doesn't know. Yeah.
Who is that?
Thank you.
Who
Mose
is it?
Schrute, Michael Schur plays him in The Office. He's Dwight
Okay, all right,
Schrute's
all right.
cousin.
I know Dwight.
Oh,
I know Dwight. I mean, I didn't do The Office. I'm sorry. Steve
okay.
just ruined the whole episode by asking me
Nah,
who fucking
someone argued
Macaulay
Jared did.
Culkin's I
Brother.
don't know, step brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
just regular
I
brother.
don't know. What show
Kieran
is he on,
Culkin.
Steve?
You know who Kieran Culkin is, right, Passan?
Yeah, Kieran Culkin's awesome. Like Kieran Culkin,
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin was
never
like
denied his
the
abilities.
star of Succession, and he was Fuller, who wet the bed in Home Alone.
It's true.
I never saw Home Alone, but I've
Wait,
never.
wait.
that movie's propaganda.
Hold on a
For
minute.
what?
Here. You have never
Abandoning
seen
children.
Home Alone? Is that the one with
You
Tim
have-
Allen?
No.
That's the Santa Claus.
Home Improvement. Oh,
Yeah, it's the Santa Claus you're thinking of. What, Toy Story?
What?
What?
Michigan PD?
Yeah. Is that the
one
Miami
with
Vice?
Tim
Is that the one with Buzz Lightyear?
I mean, we can move on. I don't know anything. Yeah. You didn't answer my
I'm not
question,
going to
Jeff.
be able to move on from that beard. Can you shave it
Wow.
during the
I can't.
podcast?
No.
Can you please?
I don't have a
For the
chin.
sake of fucking humanity, can you
Yeah.
please
Oh.
just get rid of it?
Please.
to get this beard, I almost made out with my barber. Legit, there was a moment while he was working on my mustache where he told me to lower my lip, and I went like this because I didn't really think it out. I made a kissy face, but he wanted me to do this.
Hey, this is. I know this isn't my podcast, but I'm making a proclamation anyway. When Roman Anthony gets called up, you're shaving that thing off.
Oh
yeah,
my
that's a
God.
great idea.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know what? I will shave the beard. If Roman
Let's go.
Anthony gets called
Okay.
up this
Come
month,
on.
I will shave the beard.
All right. I like that. Jeff, you're not dodging my question. What is it to feel like you've entered this new stratosphere? I know that you've done it, but do you feel it too?
No, not at all. I'm serious.
You're getting name dropped and shouted out on Monday Night Raw. Like they do that for
Good appearance, by the
celebrities.
way. That was
Great
good.
appearance.
Yeah, dude.
But like
That
they're not
was-
doing that for anybody. So talk to me about your new life.
That was nerve wracking because I'm on TV now, right? And I'm comfortable in my element. I'm comfortable when someone's asking me a question and I have a sense of what that question is going to be and I can formulate an answer. But when I have to go on TV and be cool, I'm not cool. And I was panicking in that moment because they came up to me like 2 minutes before they were coming back from commercial break and they said, "Hey, you're going to be on camera. Is that okay?" And I didn't want to say no because that would just look soft. But saying yes, it was like, what do I do? And I turned to my son, Luke, who is 13 years old. And I'm like, dude, what am I doing here? And he said, put the one in the air for your tribal chief.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what I did. And it turned out okay.
It did. I mean, I obviously very much appreciated that you acknowledged our tribal chief. But was that Pat McAfee's doing? Like, was he like, we got to get Passan on?
It might have been Michael Cole, actually. I'm not sure if it was Pat or Cole. Cole is
Big
like
Mets fan.
Huge Mets fan, like
Yeah.
insane Mets, like psychotic Mets fan.
Did you meet
Like,
Corey
will
Graves?
have never met Corey Graves. Would like
Huge
to.
Pirates fan.
Yeah, I know
Oof.
it's unfortunate.
Yeah. We talk about Pirates baseball 90, like the ratio is 90-10 wrestling Pirates baseball.
Which one is the 90?
Pirates baseball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's not that much to talk
I,
about.
I don't know anyone
I
who
know.
can spend 90% of any amount of time talking about the Pirates.
Corey Graves.
Steve, did you say there's not much to talk about?
I
Just
did.
Skeens. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
What?
Coley, I forgot you existed.
No. Listen. If we want to talk about it, Paisan being the sleuth, Woodward and Birdstein up there, DM me looking for dirt on Tyler, and I said, well, I don't do that to my co-host. So you're welcome.
Why did you ask Coley and not me?
That is not
That's
what
exactly
you said
what
at all.
happened. That's exactly what happened.
No, I definitely did admittedly DM him asking for something, but he said Tyler is an open book. There are no secrets.
That's right.
And so there's nothing I can give you. You don't act like a noble motherfucker here.
There obviously are things, Paisan. I don't go against the family. Something you don't know.
When have I gone against the family?
You tried to tear this one apart. Vin Diesel.
Just listen. This thing needs no tearing apart. There are rifts. Tyler already put out there, like Tyler's preemptive, Passan's gonna go after me, was like that. Honestly, dude, I know how passive aggressiveness works. You were inviting that shit. You love this. You adore it. When you shave your beard, you're gonna be like, oh, my poor beard is gone. And deep down, you're gonna be like, I love the views of this.
I like to be shamed a little bit. I'll be honest. Come on.
Yeah, it's okay.
But Tyler's brain would not work in the sense where he's like, I'm going to film this, make a video, and then post it. He would just appear one day beardless, and we'd be like, what?
Yeah. He would miss out on the engagement of it and be like, what? I said I would do it, and I did it. It's like, you gotta film it, T.
Yeah,
that's the point.
His brain doesn't always work that way. Like, he is the best unintentionally funny person on the internet.
It's great.
I don't function well.
And listen, I appreciate and hope you know all of this is in good humor. If I'm trying to be sincere, and that's why I enjoy coming on the show. You guys have a very good thing. I hope you recognize that, because when you are in the moment doing something cool, sometimes it's just like, this is my job. This is what I do every day. If you take a step back and look at it, you guys have something awesome here, and I'm just glad to be a little part of it.
Nothing more fun than talking about the 2025 Red Sox, Jeff.
Yeah.
What a treat these last few years have been.
One winning season in the decade, and it was not recent enough. It was so not recent that Tyler didn't even exist yet on the internet, pretty much.
And here's the thing. I'm curious. Is this season maybe so far the worst of them all because you actually came in with expectations?
Yeah.
And because there was excitement, and because it had been building toward this. You guys had watched Roman Anthony turn into the best prospect in baseball. You had watched Marcelo Meyer, slowly ascend, but even like when he was healthy, you saw he was good. You had watched Christian Campbell burst onto the scene. And like when you get a top 10 prospect out of nowhere, that's stuff that's left for the top of the draft, not a guy who's a 4th round pick just suddenly turning into something nobody envisioned. And so all of these things are coming together. And then Bregman signs in the Crochet trade. It's like you guys were being built up for this just inevitable, awful, brutal, torturous letdown. And that's what it feels like the Red Sox season has been so far.
That was a lot.
Yeah, extra
adjectives. It felt right, though.
Yeah.
It
did, but like it also felt personal.
This year, by the way, speaking of personal, there was nothing personal about my tweet about the Rafaela home run, Coley.
I didn't say it was personal. I said I didn't like the tone of you calling it like the shortest home run of all time. I didn't say it was personal.
Well, it was.
You were the one who started saying Irish slurs at me.
That's true. There is.
I mean, can you guys step back and acknowledge that for all of the Boston Red Sox fans going at the Yankees for their short porch, there is no more bullshit home run than the pesky pole home run?
Whoa.
Yep, Jared.
Okay, so I wanted to address this because Yankee fans, as you know, Jeff, are very dumb, and
I don't know that.
But you do know. I mean,
as you were just saying before we started. Yeah, as you were just
told me that
great too. We had a whole combo about this.
Yeah, I know you were drinking, but I remember it. I was sober at the time. There was a lot of Yankee fans saw this home run and they say, I never want to hear another word about the short porch. Did they not understand that there's one singular coordinate where it's 308 feet and then it jets out to 380 immediately, whereas Yankee Stadium is an entire corridor of short porch. Like, it's not the same thing. Like, I understand it was a cheap home run today. I wasn't even excited about it. I was actually mad. I was like, I hate that. It's just, it reminded, and you'll get this, Steve, because Steve's a huge wrestling. All he cares about is
biggest
wrestling.
one here.
Yeah, it's like, it was like WrestleMania this year. It's like you have John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and it's like, all right, it's a walk-off, it's WrestleMania, but the finish, you're like, what was that? It was a complete dud. It was a dud of a finish today.
I'm with you, but it's still a win. You know, you guys need those. It's still a win. And listen, if that ball drifts a foot the other way, right, and you guys lose a heartbreaker in extra innings, you're not feeling quite as good as you do right now. I mean, I
but we don't feel that good right now.
I don't
Jeff.
feel
That's
good.
the thing.
Feels largely the same. Like what?
Yeah.
All right.
We were trying to figure out before, like they have an amount of fight. It's like, it's not like they have no fight. They're not getting blown out. That's why it's frustrating. We feel like the Padres from 2 years ago.
17 one-run losses.
Yeah, exactly. The Padres from 2 years ago had a very similar offseason. They spent a bunch of money. Then they came out, they lost 19, 20 one-run games and just barely missed the playoffs. Then the next year, the Dodgers said they were the best team they faced. So my optimism remains long term. I'm buying long on this team.
As you should.
This year fucking sucks.
Yeah, the Red Sox in 2026 and beyond are a championship caliber team. Truly, firmly believe that. They have all the pieces in place right now. And I think it's why it's so frustrating this year, because a lot of what you're going to see next year is already here. And, Meyer's going to grow, and Campbell's going to grow, and Anthony's going to hopefully arrive by 2026.
What do you got on that, Jeff? Because I got a lot of people reaching out to me being like, I don't know that this situation's being handled properly.
Okay, so I wanted to discuss this with you guys, and I wanted to, Jared, I said to you, I want to play psychologist for you here. So let your grievances out. Let's go one by one. Let your grievances out, and I will respond to each of you individually. And I almost want this to be a contest to see who can be the angriest and most bitter of all. Who's got the most vitriol bubbling in his soul?
So here's how this is going to go, Jeff. I am going to make Coley go first, and then you're going to say the contest is over. We don't need to continue.
Yeah, that works. I think that plays.
I like
Coley,
this.
go ahead. Yeah.
So, Jeff, I know you have no idea who I am and you don't listen to the program despite being a big fan of Jared, but all fucking off season, I came on this program and said he and Campbell need to be in the opening day lineup, not eventually the opening day lineup. I don't care if we sign Bregman. I don't care what we do. I don't care if we trade for Vlad. I don't care if we sign Soto. I want Roman Anthony because of everything that matters with top prospects being on the opening day roster. If you know he's coming up this year, just option him down. If you have to, after 2 weeks, just option him back down and then bring him back up. Because then you'll fuck yourselves over like the Pirates did last year when they magically brought Paul Skeens up way after the PPI deadline. And then what do you know? He was the best pitcher in baseball and still is. So yeah, it really bothers me that Roman Anthony is not up. And now it bothers me that they're bringing them up in such a matter where they have to be saviors. They didn't have to do that, Jeff. They could have brought them up under circumstances where it's just like, hey, Alex Bregman's here. Rafael Devers hates Craig Breslow. That's a thing you can look at if you want to. Garrett Crochet's here. Isn't that cool? And oh, by the way, Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell are growing underneath all of this. They didn't get brought up under like, hey, everyone else sucks. Can you please be good? Because if you're a rookie, if you're like Jackson Merrill, if you're like Jackson Churio, and you get off to a slow start, now it doesn't get hid. Hided's not a word. It doesn't get hid.
Hides did.
Yeah. It doesn't get hid by Bregman's debut. It doesn't get hid by Carlos Narvaez's surprise emergence. Like, no, it is the main spotlight. And we saw it in game one this year because Christian Campbell swung at a pitch weird. This kid's not ready, Mike. You got to send him down. He's clearly not ready. They rushed him. But now that gets amplified because the Patriots haven't started yet. The Celtics got eliminated earlier than they were supposed to. And now you're the only thing going right now. So yeah, it really fucking sucks how they've decided to handle this, Jeff.
I think the original sin was the miscommunication with Rafael Devers. Because the reality is, if the Rafael Devers situation is handled properly, if he is told in the offseason when they're negotiating with Alex Bregman that we're talking about doing this and we appreciate that you are a third baseman, it's part of your identity. But for the sake of the team, this team that committed $300+ million to you, this team to whom you committed the last 11 years of your career or another 11 years of your career, this is going to be what's best for us. If you do that and move him to designated hitter then, and it's on his terms, then you can move him to first base and he won't complain. He won't say no. I truly believe that that could have happened. And if that happens and he's at first base, then Roman Anthony's in the big leagues right now because there's a spot for him. But as is, I'm not giving the Red Sox any excuses because they don't have any, because a lot of this was self-inflicted, right? But it is hard when Ceddanne Rafaela, who, by the way, is hitting now, beyond the home run today, he's been hitting lately, and he is arguably the best defensive center fielder in baseball. And center field defense, guys, really matters. It matters, especially in a ballpark that has gaps the size that Fenway Park does. Like, having a guy who can cover all sorts of space is enormously helpful. Wilyer Abreu's been great this year. Can't take him out of the lineup. Jarren Duran was an 8-win player last year. And even if he's not the same guy this year, you can't take him out of the lineup either. And so when you have those three spots filled and when you have your best hitter at designated hitter, where do you find room for Roman Anthony? Like, so, I mean, do you move Rafaela off of center and then put a lesser outfielder in center field, thus hurting yourself defensively in the process, moving Rafaela to second base, moving him to shortstop? I mean, there are ways to do it. But all of this goes back to, if everything had been done correctly with Devers the first time, the Red Sox would have an out. And now they don't. And they could just say to him, you're playing first base, we're going to put you there. And he can be disgruntled and he can say, I don't like it. Like, they could do that, but it's just reinforcing the issues that they already made for themselves. So I don't think Roman Anthony is enough because he's not ready. I think everybody who's seen him acknowledges that he's ready. I think there are people in the organization who every day are saying, why the fuck isn't Roman Anthony up here? Like, what are we doing here? Are we really trying? Are we really trying to win games? Go ahead.
Prospect wise, where are you at when it comes to Christian Campbell on the Red Sox? Either A, not wanting to look like they made the wrong decision by having him, on the opening day roster, or B, the worry of hurting a kid's feelings by sending him back down to AAA and having him figure it out and bring him back up. Like, where do you think the Sox are at on that?
Nobody's feelings are hurt more right now than Christian Campbell that he's not producing. Like, I don't think anything you can do at this point. He's not somebody who's delusional. He's just somebody who's in a brutal rut at this point, and a reset might be necessary. But sending one down and bringing another up, that it's not like that takes away the issues that they have positionally at this point. I don't know that demoting Campbell would solve any problems right now. And no. I think that the Red Sox believe he is a good enough hitter to work his way out of it. But some of the swings I've seen lately, they haven't been good. Like, he just doesn't look like the guy who we saw over the first month of the season. And it makes me wonder, like, is he fighting through something? Is it a lingering injury that he just, he doesn't want to be the guy who sits there and says, no, I need some time down. He's going to fight through it. And I love that attitude from guys. That's a guy I want on my team, somebody who's willing to post, who's willing to go out there every day. But, an issue with youth guys is that sometimes you believe you're invincible and sometimes you believe that you are going to find something that just isn't there. And we are getting close to the point now where the Red Sox, if they're not asking themselves that question already, they might need to.
Is there anything to... I know Cora talked about it yesterday. Would you rather have Christian Campbell struggle at the big league level and figure it out, or they kind of left the door open for him being optioned and figuring it out down there? But even if he gets sent down to Worcester and performs well, no one's going to be like, all right, he's fixed until he comes back up and looks like April Christian Campbell at the big league level.
Is that the standard, though? Because April was so good, I feel like having a 300, 400, 500 standard for a rookie is way beyond. Like, if Christian Campbell were OPSing league average right now, I think everybody would be pretty happy with that. Like, hey, you know, this guy who a couple of years ago no one knew who he was, he's here and he's like, he's holding his own at the big league level. That April made it look like the guy was going to be an MVP, right? And he still, I believe he still has that kind of talent in him. I think Christian Campbell's going to get MVP votes at some point over the next 5 years. And I know that feels like a long ways off, but the truth is, like, that's going to be the window in which he and Anthony and Meyer and Devers and the rest of the core are going to be there and have a chance to win championships. But sending him down, if he goes and performs there, like, I almost feel like it's a Jackson Holiday type situation where if you send him down and he goes and performs and he comes back and he's decent, you can't judge him by that first month. That first month was otherworldly, and he's going to have months like that going forward, but I don't think that's going to be the norm for a little while. I think just having him up there and look comfortable. He doesn't look comfortable right now, and that discomfort, I think, is really showing in his swing. I was watching earlier today, and he swung through a couple of 91-mile-an-hour fastballs at the top of the zone. And I know they're top of the zone fastballs, but they're 91. Those are fastballs that he ambushes when his swing is right, and that he either gets on top of and hits a pisser into the gap, or gets under a little and elevates and sends it out. Those are not balls that should be going by him.
Was it a 60% ground ball rate since like May 1st, which is right around when he had the rib flare up. So it could be discomfort, but they also have been playing.
They gave him 9
different
They
positions.
said, hey, is
he
this
said
still
no.
bothering you? He's
Campbell.
like, no.
That's the same thing Xander would do, though, to Jeff's point. Like, Xander would always post and they would ask him if he was hurt, and he'd be like, no. And then after the season, they'd be like, he had his wrist completely rebuilt. That's a modern miracle.
And Campbell's also like, yeah, I'll play first base. He's just going to say all the good stuff. Like,
Right.
whatever you want to hear, he'll just say it.
Jeff, when it comes to Trevor Story, I feel like, especially in Boston, people have been kind of just jumping on the guy over the last month or so after that hot April. What's the league view of Trevor Story at this point? Is there still an understanding or the hope that he's going to be, you know,
Is there a market?
an everyday baseball player? Is there someone who's willing to take on the
When we
next
trade
2
him.
years of that deal? Or is this more of a situation where, you know, the Red Sox have to play the string out? What? Where the Red Sox have to play the
No, it's
string
not
out?
a bad question. He just shook his head.
He just shook his head. He was like, nope.
Is there a DFA possibility down the line if Bregman gets healthy, they want Meyer playing shortstop every day? Or is that really not a conversation until the offseason or next year?
Oh, man. I honestly, I would be lying if I suggested that I knew whether Story might get DFA'd or not. I don't think that's something that's been given a ton of thought at this point. Because there is so much money left, and because there might be a situation come the end of July if a contender is very desperate, and if the Red Sox are willing to pay money down, and, you know, let's say somebody has an injury and the Blue Jays are good, and so Bo Bichette's not on the market. There are like no shortstops out there otherwise, and so could you see someone taking on Trevor Story, a guy who is very well liked in the clubhouse and a guy who works hard, and a guy that you know, through the course of his career, like, has produced and has posted. I could see somebody at that point, but without a buy down, no one's going to take on that salary at this point. The production's just not good enough right now. I mean, the Red Sox would have to eat a significant chunk of that. And is that something that they're going to be willing to do to put Marcelo Meyer at his natural position? I think some of it comes down to, is Meyer going to produce? Like, we haven't seen that at this point. If Meyer goes on a heater and Bregman comes back, it's certainly something that they have to consider at that point, because if you're going to make the playoffs in this American League, like, there are 11, maybe 12 teams that are going to be in playoff contention. And there's a lot of competition for those 6 spots. It's like the Tigers, the Yankees, and then everybody else fighting for the last 4. And that seems to be the state of play right now. And at some point, I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is where the anger is coming from in Red Sox Nation, on Section 10, and everywhere in between at this point. You guys know it's probably going to take 85 to 87 wins to get that last playoff spot. And every day Roman Anthony's not in the big leagues, that's a day that he could have won a game for this team. Every day he hits a home run in Worcester in the 9th inning to walk it off, whatever it is, that's a day he could have been doing it with the Boston Red Sox. And if at the end of the year they fall 2 or 3 games short of the playoffs, God forbid 1 game short of it, you're just going to look back on that and say, what a wasted opportunity that was. And they need, the lack of urgency is what surprises me. Putting Christian Campbell on the opening day roster was an urgent move. Trading for Garrett Crochet was an urgent move. Signing Alex Bregman was an urgent move. Where'd the urgency go?
It's a great question.
What would you do? What would you do with the Anthony situation? I know you asked us to, kind of lay it all out there, but we've talked about the Anthony thing, every episode now for a couple of months. So it's not as easy, obviously, as just call him up. The only reason I float the Campbell thing is because you could put Rafaela at second, and then you move the guys around that way. It doesn't seem like the Red Sox want to do that. What would you do with this situation? Because it's not a super simple one.
No, I think you can fudge with the lineup a little bit and play Rafaela maybe halftime in the infield, halftime in the outfield. You can give guys a day off here or there. And then I think you got to make a trade. I think you have to trade Duran, or I think you have to trade Abreu. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to if you want to get playing time for the guy, unless you believe that Roman Anthony can be an everyday big league center fielder at Fenway Park. And the fact that the Red Sox are saying that they're keeping him down in Worcester right now to season him a little bit in left field, that suggests to me that left field is a spot where he's going to be playing a fair bit. And I don't is Jarren Duran an everyday center fielder?
He was last year. You look metrically, Gold Glove finalist. Only Dalton Varsho was better in terms of DRS and outs above average. It's been a rougher year for him in left field. There's no doubt about that. But I think that's where people's frustration comes from now more, because the last month or so, you're talking an 800 OPS for Cedon Rafaela. You do that with the best defense in baseball and center field.
And that's a hard player to say something about. 5 to 6 win player.
Exactly.
That's a star.
And you look at Duran right now. Rafael is at 1.6 F4. I think Duran's right over 1.
Yeah.
So you're seeing the value, and Wilyer Abreu's kind of cooled off over that time. But a month ago, when Rafaela was struggling and he wasn't kind of carrying his weight at the plate, I think that's the time, or even before that, you want to talk April 16th, before the deadline. That time when it felt like, a lot of people believed Roman Anthony was ready coming out of spring training. Was that the time to make the move and be aggressive and be urgent now or then, instead of now where you're kind of caught in between and waiting out a deal?
It is. And Coley, I really appreciated the nuance in your rant. And I'm being sincere when I say that. It's like you were talking about...
You have a tonal shift, we can tell.
Yeah.
That's why I said earlier today, I didn't appreciate your tone. I can tell it.
We know when you're goofing.
You were talking about how now he has to be a savior. Right. And I think what the Red Sox believed is that now he was going to be like the ultimate complementary piece.
Right.
He was going to be the trade deadline addition before the trade deadline. He was going to be the guy who, just in case everything else went haywire, hey, at least we got Roman coming up to add to this team right now. So that's the reason why it could not have gone I know the season maybe couldn't have gone worse for the Red Sox, but the entirety of Roman Anthony's debut could not have gone worse for the Red Sox. And they're now just put in a no-win situation because you don't know what you're going to get. You never know when it's the right time. And now he is going to be coming up with this team that is struggling mightily. And, people are going to be looking at him to be the guy. And it's very similar to Kansas City right now with Jack Caglione. Like the Royals did not want to bring him up this soon, but they realized that Seth Lugo is going to be a free agent after this season. that maybe Chris Bubich isn't going to have a 1.5 ERA for the entire year. That, there are a dozen other things, and nobody on a Red Sox podcast wants to listen to the plight of the Kansas City Royals, but there are a dozen other different reasons, specifically because they don't want him to be the savior for this horrid offense, to not call him up. But guess what? When you're in Kansas City, and when windows open and close much quicker than people realize, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And the Royals, I appreciate it. They have urgency right now, and they're willing to potentially sacrifice a little bit of Jack Caglianone's ego if he has to go back down, or if he struggles from the start. I know he was 0 for 5 in his first game, but he hit balls 114, 112, 98, 97 miles per hour. So it was like the best 0 for 5 you can imagine. They were willing to take the risk that this is going to be a failure and that this kid is going to be either temporarily or, heaven forbid, permanently affected by getting summoned before he was ready.
The Red Sox thing that aggravates me, they kind of did a similar fuck up when they brought up Casas. Their whole plan was he was going to be the huge addition, and then he gets hurt playing Team USA, rolls his ankle, and then they have to trade for Schwarber. All that goes down. This year, even like you just said, their best laid out plan was still service time manipulation, which I'm a players first guy. That pisses me off. I wanted Roman up because then it's mutually beneficial. It's why they wrote the fucking rule. It's because it benefits both sides. And the Red Sox were like, we'll try it with Campbell. Narvaez sneaky may be the guy who ends up getting them.
He might just win
number 2 in that race right now.
Yeah, he may just end up winning it, which is, if I'm Craig Breslow, I'm leading off every conversation I have while the heat's on. I'm a guy who traded for Carlos Narvaez because that's the best move he's made to this point.
It was great.
But you said their original sin was the Devers conversation, which I've lamented on this program a lot. Would you agree the number 2 sin was not clearing a spot? Because even like you said, Devers would go to first. If Casas just stays healthy, that's not even a conversation. It's still an outfield logjam, which they just didn't do. They didn't clear a spot.
No, they didn't. And I cannot fathom trading Jarren Duran after last season. If you put Jarren Duran out there after he has an 8-win season and gets traded, you guys are going ape shit, right?
Oh,
Coley was advocating it. I think your
Coley's
manager
been
is,
gone.
who has told everybody.
at length.
Yes. But your manager was the guy telling everyone essentially that this is the guy we want our players to be modeled after. The way he carries himself, the way he plays the game. Cora became their poster child. And yes, definitely there's been moments where he's stepped out of there. But I think you can also admit this year, leadership wise, you've seen that growth. And as they've tried to prompt him up as this guy. But
I'm so
I think
tired
that was
of
the hard part.
The fucking guy who invented the Titanic submersible, he was also a leader. I'm tired of the perpetually 500 teams.
This is Tom Karen. This is Tom Karen. This is Tom Karen who's around the team.
Doubting what you said. I understand that's the sentiment, but him, Story, it's these fucking, we don't win. I don't want to hear about leadership for teams that don't win. That means nothing. And it's not a you thing, T. I get it. I understand that's what they said. I mean, Cora also said that about Chris Sale being his opening day starter. They traded him for fucking Von Grissom. I don't want to hear about things people say.
I think where it gets tough here, though, is when you talk about turning the dial to the present and all these different things. We saw what happened to a Jackson Chourio last year. Jackson Merrill, these guys took until about the All-Star break to become these players that carried them on a playoff run and did that stuff. I think if you had saw Roman Anthony come up, and while I love Roman Anthony more than anyone, that doesn't mean he's not going to go through his struggles and have a learning curve. Like Jackson Holiday, as young as he is, only 21 years old. If he had come up and you had traded Jarren Duran and, all of a sudden the Red Sox aren't performing to the level that many people hoped, they're not looking like a contender because they have a rookie in left field, a rookie at second base. It would have been a rookie at catcher. We didn't know at that time. You thought it was going to be Connor Wong, but Carlos Narvaez was on the roster. I think that also would have been mixed messaging, not only to the fans, but also to some of the people in the clubhouse who are looking at Duran and saying he was our best player a year ago.
Don't trade Duran.
It's hard. Hindsight's 2020 in a lot of ways, but that's one of the few decisions not to trade. We talk Bobby Delbeck all the time. Should have been dealt after 2021. There was no reason not to do that.
It's not necessarily hindsight's 2020. I understand Duran's come up in the rumors now, and we can get into that a little bit, but they needed to trade someone. It didn't have to be Duran.
Yeah.
Yes, I was saying
they tried to trade Willie Abreu for months.
True, yeah, but
and that's where probably the plan.
that's where the indecisiveness comes in. Like they were indecisive with Bregman. They had maybe a deal lined up for a different third baseman until they got that one done. So there was some indecisiveness that I think isn't hindsight to criticize them for.
It's still tough knowing that Duran can be a win and compete for a postseason spot now guy. And if you're trading him when you're supposed to be ready to make the playoffs for the first time in 4 years this year, it's like, God, how long are we kicking the can down the road here? That's a huge part of this. And obviously, it took him a while to become what he is now. If you're then going to replace him with a guy that's going to take even longer to become what he is now, then it's like you have too many of those guys on the roster. It becomes I get that it's like you have too many outfielders and you need to find a spot for Roman, but you also need guys like Duran, obviously Devers, Breggy coming back. Hopefully hopefully that report was true that he said it. So
warp speed.
Warp speed recovery and all that. It's like, what does that actually entail?
Kind of might be a bad thing for the Red Sox too, low key.
Well,
I don't think so. He's got like that Pujols gene where he gets back from injuries way quicker than he's supposed to. Like Bregman's done this before.
I'm more worried he's going to opt out. That's more where my
so you're thinking long term, yeah.
That's what I was going to ask.
The Duran
about.
trade falls in that too. It's like, let's just keep pushing it down.
He's opting out regardless, is he not?
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on how long he's
going to be.
Even outside of that, do you think there's a chance the Red Sox see what the Giants did last year and give him the Matt Chapman extension?
I don't think he'd take the Matt Chapman extension.
Well, not exact numbers because he obviously signed for 40, but I just mean that in essence, like would he extend before he hit free agency?
I don't know that the Red Sox would be willing to pay him what he's going to get. That's been the case for everybody. I think
man.
that was the Breslow thing.
He was a free agent last year, farther away from a lockout, and teams weren't super interested.
Yeah, I know. And then he went out and hit 300, 400, 500, and looks like the old version of himself.
For a month and a half.
Reinvented.
He's obviously going to have to do that when he comes back. That's a big question.
No question. But I don't know. I'm buying Bregman at this point. Like,
sure, I don't disagree.
What we saw over those first 6 weeks, I think that's who he is now, and I think
he's always been that at Fenway.
Yeah, it's such a good fit. It's such a good fit that like I can understand why the notion of him leaving is terrorizing because he, in like the ideal version of what this Red Sox team was, that was the Alex Bregman that you were getting. And if you got that and you got Abreu doing what he's doing and you got Rafaela of the last few weeks, it's like all the pieces are there. You see it. Like Garrett Crochet, has he even exceeded your guys' expectations? He is so awesome, isn't he?
Incredible.
Like he is phenomenal to watch. And you get at 100 Dobbins what you've gotten at this point. Like there are bright spots on this team, which is why every time I write about them, and I did this in my trade deadline piece a couple days ago, I think it was in the context of like maybe the Red Sox are going to trade Buehler. And at the end, I said something to the effect of people are giving up on the Red Sox, which is premature. I still think this team can be a playoff team. I really do. And I'm not saying that because, yes, I do.
Because the AL is pretty open.
Well, what has to happen, Jeff? Like, there's people listening right now being like, tuning into this, hoping that we're going to be the ones to tell them what they should believe in to get the path to the playoffs. I don't know that I have that in me. Like, I'm so mentally beaten down by the last 4 years compounding into the next one. And this being, I guess, the biggest disaster of them all over this run of mediocrity to now being just an unmitigated disaster. If I were to ask you, what's the path to getting there? It's got to be a loaded answer.
I think the path to getting there is the guys who have been overperforming continue to do so, and the guys who have been disasters just get to be okay. You have to have the star level talent playing like stars. Like Devers needs to be the Devers since the first 2 weeks of the season. And Bregman needs to come back and be healthy and hit like he is and play that defense. And I don't know what the middle infield looks like. I don't know if Story's going to be there. I don't know if Campbell's going to be there. Hell, I have no idea who's going to be at first base at this point. But
Toro. He's been
He's
good.
killing it.
You laugh. He's been good.
120 OPS plus.
I know, guys, but come on.
Just stop playing him at third base, please. I can't watch him at third base anymore.
Are
He
we?
did a couple of things.
That right there illustrates where we've gone, like the depths to which this Red Sox season has sunk. You guys are talking yourselves into Abraham Toro.
I don't know if we're actually going to go that far.
I won't.
To what you've just said, though, Jeff. Like, obviously, we watch every single game.
Yeah.
We live and die on every single play. To an extent that's not healthy. Do you look at this season and think, out of like, if you ran this season 10 times, this is as bad as it probably could have gone to this point, or do you think this was maybe inevitable?
No,
because of a lack of depth.
I think
other options?
I think this is like a 10th to 20th percentile outcome. Like we've seen a full collapse. This is not like a.
Oh, we got a trade. We got to move. What do we got? Which is that?
Padres.
Is that Roman?
Padres are calling.
No,
They've made
it's,
Leo DeVries available, I'm hearing.
it's my fantasy league group chat.
Oh, if we got the Roman tweet right now, that would have been perfect.
Oh, that would
You
have
like
been
Duran has been
It's gonna
traded?
be you. Oh, do you have it drafted up? By the way, do you have the breaking, like long-awaited time has arrived for the Red Sox fans? Like you probably have it
The
crafted
number
up.
one
right?
Is that how you would write it? Long awaited
That's
No,
definitely
I'm
not
not
how
smart.
a Jeff
I'm not
Passan
smart.
tweet goes. Yeah, no.
Jeff, I'm not smart. I can't craft these things. Do you have it crafted up at this
No,
point? Or no,
I do not. I save my pre-tweets for trade deadline, and at the beginning of every offseason, I will get like 25 of them ready. So
Okay.
I'll have them there. But the deadline is that, like, I'd say a week before the deadline, if I'm getting a sense that a guy might be going somewhere, I'll have him in like the 3 likeliest teams and have that prepared. And I'll have it in a Google.
That's in your drafts?
No, I'll have it in a Google Doc.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
I am
Okay.
scared to death.
Yeah, that's
of-
horrifying.
Oh, it really is, because I'm like, fat thumb's gonna go wrong someday, and I like, it would be the worst if I actually hit it and it was like, I'm trying to think of a big name player. Right-hander Sandy Alcantara has been traded to the XXXXX,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
what I have.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna be like,
I mean, you haven't had an all caps breaking in a minute. I'm trying to find the last one you had.
Well, no, I pulled up his Caglione tweet because I wanted to see how that one was worded. The Kansas City Royals
did
are calling
that
it Slugger
warrant?
Jack
Did that
Caglione.
warrant in all caps?
Your last one was crochet. That was the last all caps breaking. How about
Is that right?
Wow.
Yeah, that was March 31st. So you got to earn the pass in all caps. So he doesn't just get.
Well, I've discussed this with Jake Mintz and Jordan Schusterman before. My threshold tends to be a 50 million or more contract. There are exceptions, like if it's a bigger name, with trades, for example. Like, I don't know if it's specifically that it's someone who's been an all-star, but tends to be that sort of threshold. But what
about the number one prospect in baseball getting called up?
Yeah, what's it going to look like, Jeff? Can you just do the tweet right now, by chance?
Practice tweet.
Yeah, just send
what
it and
does it look
delete it.
like?
Okay.
I tried drafting it. It
I
sucked.
want to
What do you got?
aggregate it.
Breaking, the Boston Red Sox
breaking.
are calling up the number one prospect in baseball, Roman Anthony, period. Anthony, 21, has carved his way through the minor leagues, and Boston is relying on him to save its fucking season.
Yeah.
I need that crafted up. I want to see
Well,
that one.
Jake,
That's a good
just
one.
clip that, and when it gets called up, just post that.
Yeah. That's a great call.
Done.
This is their only fucking hope. See you later, Jeff Passan.
Best of luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just
God have mercy on your soul.
it's
Ba-doop, doop,
I was
doop.
gonna say, it's not gonna have a picture of Roman Anthony. It will be like a picture of Luke Skywalker there too, like with his lightsaber, like he is the new hope.
We interrupt this interview with Jeffrey Passan to tell you about the great people at Blue Moon. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado, so it's no wonder why you crave it. Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience year-round. And for moments that you want a lighter option out of your favorite beer, reach for Blue Moon Light. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. How does that sound to you, Steve, as someone that's trying to, cut a little bit of that weight, get down a little bit? How are we feeling about the Blue Moon Light?
I mean, I've never felt better about the Blue Moon Light, especially with the summer. It's like I'm not just going to, avoid all fun drinks. And the funnest drink of them all is Blue Moon Light, which you have a big supply at your house.
I sure do. Actually, fun fact, I think we're bringing up the fridges from the garage. So we're going to have the double door fridge stacked with Blue Moon Lights for all of our podcasting and wrestling viewing pleasure. Inspired by the beer you already loved and available year round, a wheat beer from the Blue Moon Company that has exceptional taste and only 95 calories, as we just mentioned. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. For delivery options, that is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Also, while we're on the subject of the Boston Red Sox, I bet you guys would love to know that Section 10 is sponsored by BetterHelp. Think about your favorite leaders, mentors, and idols. They don't all have the answers, but they do know when to ask questions or seek support from their community. In a society that glorifies hyper-independence, it's easy to forget that we're all better when we have a support system behind us. Therapy can be a source of support for any area of your life. It's time to shift the focus from doing it all to knowing that we're better when we ask for help. And I am someone who has asked for help many, many times. I have been in online therapy since 2019, been in real therapy, since 2010. It's been a long therapy journey for me, and it continues with online therapy. And BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch up therapists at any time, no extra cost. Build your support system with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/rocket today, and that'll get you 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/rocket. Back to Paisan.
What are you hearing league-wide? Because obviously we suck them off plenty, but when other teams you've heard talk about Roman Anthony, what are they saying in a less biased light?
Superstar.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. He hits the ball incredibly hard. He does not chase. Mm-hmm. It's a combination of excellent swing decisions, but also really good knowledge of the strike zone. So he's able to lay off those pitches that are just off the corner. I'm not going to say it's like Soto, because nobody's like Soto.
I'm hearing Juan Soto is what I'm hearing.
No, but it's let's put it this way. The combination of not chasing and of hitting.
Oh, was that Roman?
What was that
one?
Yeah, check that.
Hey, Jeff, just got called up. Wanted to let you know.
Hey, Jeff,
good friend, Jeff
it's
Passan.
Roman Anthony of the Worcester Red Sox. I guess you could say the Boston Red Sox now. Just want to let you know I got called up to the bigs. Hope you're having a great night.
Hey, Jeff, we text all the time because we are friends.
People for me,
yeah.
No, that was not Roman Anthony. That was a GM sending me a meme.
Craig Breslow?
No, I wish I
He's
were.
never sent a meme in his life.
I was going to say, I wish
he sent the "Oh my God, it's
I wish I
happening"
were-
office one.
It's the SpongeBob meme where Roman Anthony's behind the cage watching Marcelo Meyer and Christian Campbell having fun down below.
Mm-hmm. Was that it, Jeff?
I mean,
that was the blast.
I mean, Breslow, when he sees Red Sox fans, is like Homer Simpson backing into the bushes, right?
Yeah,
That's true. Yep.
we've never
Very true.
communicated.
Is that right?
0 times. Yep.
Man, I would actually pay to see you two talk.
Jared loves him. Jared speaks highly of him.
I don't like. He talks too robotically. He doesn't have
Roman.
Is that Roman?
No.
Check it. All right.
Fantasy chat
He
again.
doesn't talk like a human. It's very abrasive.
Robotic.
He misses how warm Heim was.
Yeah, Heim was just a regular guy. Heim also very, very, very smart, but he didn't need to talk in a way to let everyone know that he's smart. Whereas
I don't think Brett
has to talk in a way where he lets everyone know.
I don't think Breslow's trying to tell people he's smart because didn't he go to Yale?
He went to Yale.
And wasn't he known as the smartest player in the major leagues when he was in the big leagues?
Ryan LeVarnway also went to Yale.
And Ryan LeVarnway's a smart guy, right?
Yeah, pretty smart. I'm just saying, I've never seen them have like a decathlon of academics before.
Okay. I think Craig Breslow speaks the way that he does because it's like a window into how he thinks. I think he speaks the way that he actually looks at constructing a baseball team, whereas Chaim was really good at talking like a regular person, but taking that same sort of approach behind the scenes. And it's something that for the first, like Chaim, like he had a lot of reps out publicly in that role. And it surprises me a little bit because Breslow was a player, but let's also remember that he was a relief pitcher. And when do relief pitchers talk?
When
they blow
Bingo,
games.
when they blow the lead. So I don't think Breslow had a ton of reps. And there's something of an archetype with the Boston general manager too. Like Theo was so charming that it almost didn't matter what he said. But if you go back and look when Theo was GM, he didn't say a whole lot. Like he didn't reveal things. And then I remember when Ben Sherrington took over, Ben almost like affected Theo's like tone. And I don't know that he was trying to be Theo, but I think he learned from the guy who did it this way and was so super successful in doing it that Ben tried to adopt that same thing. Breslow, when he comes in, I think the organizational mandate was we want to do things differently. Like we need to completely change things here. And if that means that you have to go out there and say a lot of words, but not a lot of substance, then you go do your thing, man. And I will say this, the last time I talked to him was for the story I wrote probably 10 days ago now. Listen, he didn't have to talk to me, right? He didn't have to address this. He didn't have to talk to Alex Spear. I appreciate the fact that at very least he is taking questions on what is clearly a difficult decision to make. I don't want to discount that here because of the position that they're in right now, where there are all of those things that we've addressed that make this not a like straightforward, clear, easy decision. He's taking heat on it and he's answering questions about it. And I respect anyone who's willing to do that and not go hide.
Did you like
Fair.
that Alex Cora spoke the same day your quotes came out and they were in direct conflict to what Breslow said?
I think that speaks to something that, if it continues, will manifest itself in a very particularly Boston Red Sox ugly fashion.
No. Do you think it's very similar to what happened with the previous regime during the Chaim Bloom years, where seemingly Cora would feel one way, especially after the trade deadlines, or the roster is what the roster is, and then it was often a different message coming from the front office?
Alex has opinions and he gives them.
Do you think right now, I'd say Cora's getting the most heat out of anyone in the organization, make a change, do something this, do something that. Do you think the league's outlook on Cora has changed at all this past year? Or is this, the 1-run losses? People are talking about you racking up 17. Is that a reflection of the manager continuing to lead all of baseball in errors for the third year straight? Do you put that blame on Alex Cora, or do you think he's just ultimately dealing with the roster he was given, whether there's some bad luck factored in? And is there blame for him as well in the Devers situation?
I think there's a little bit of both. I mean, you can't absolve a manager when the team that he's putting out there is fundamentally problematic and they have a bunch of 1-run losses. Like that's, there's some bad luck involved in those 1-run losses, but it's interesting to me, like you go and look at the way the last, 3 weeks, the bullpen has gone. Like Aroldis Chapman's been really good. Greg Weissert's been really good. Garrett Whitlock's been really good. Justin Wilson, been pretty good. Brennan Berardino, been like pretty good, right? I just named 5 relievers, and I think in the time that I've seen them, like they've produced for the most part. And so that it's why it runs in such great contrast with like what we're seeing on the field. Like, how do these two things coexist at the same time when the back end of your bullpen is performing pretty well for the most part, and you're having all these one-run losses. That's where luck comes in, but fundamentals are important, man. And when you are, I didn't realize 3 years in a row leading the league in errors.
Oh God,
This would be the third. Yes.
I mean, that's honestly,
chalk it up
that's
already.
just unacceptable shit right there. It just is. Like you have to be better than that. And if you're the manager or the chief baseball officer, that is something that needs to be addressed. And the communication there, I don't know for certain what the relationship between Alex Cora and Craig Breslow is at this point. There's always going to be some sort of conflict between the manager, the person who has to go and take what is given to him, and either make it better than what it's supposed to be, or in the case if the roster's no good, make chicken salad out of it. There are always going to be butting heads, but the best organizations are the ones that have good relationships between the person running baseball operations and the person running things on the field. And if we know that did not exist when Chaim Bloom was there, and when there are words spoken in the media that suggest the same is happening, I mean, how can you take that in any other way?
Jeff, you've been more than generous with your time, as you always are when you make an appearance on Section 10. So I'll leave you with this question, because I'm sure many people are wondering, how do you see it going from here? Just, is this a team that you see finding it? Because I know Bregman said, I'm recovering at warp speed, or whatever the fuck he said.
Roman?
Is that Roman right there? Is it Roman? No.
Roman traded.
Is this a team that reason and
out.
logic would tell you is going to end up selling at the trade deadline, missing the playoffs? And if that is the path that you foresee for this particular group, what are the repercussions for that, for the fourth straight year of this?
It's a fair question to ask, and I wish I had a confident answer. This is one of those things where I look at all of the little shit that's happened and all of like the undercurrents, even like before the game today. Like Jared, you tweeted about it before they deleted it, but like
That was crazy. by the way.
like pregame beefs. Like, is that where we're at right now?
First base coach on top of it being the guy who's like going at it.
Is that what this team?
We need a spark from somewhere, Jeff. I'm fine with it.
I mean, if that is what you're turning to at this point, then the season might be lost. But I'm not there. I'm just not. I'm
Won the game.
I'm sorry. I look at the talent they have, and I'm not giving up on it. I look at Alex Cora being someone who historically has been able to get, if not the most out of players, then get better out of players, and believe he's going to help turn things around. I look at this lineup when Anthony's here and when Bregman's here, and the endless number of possibilities that Alex Cora can throw out there on a nightly basis, and the number of guys who can actually single-handedly win a game for you. There are a lot of those on this team when everyone's healthy. I worry about the rotation. Like that scares me. Beyond Crochet, I'm not sure there's anybody who I trust to win an important game. And that might be the Achilles heel. But if they start winning and they can go out and get another arm at the deadline, I still see potential playoff team here. And maybe that's just me being the moron who picked the Red Sox to win the American League East in the preseason this year,
Same.
not wanting to look like a dumbass. But the truth is, I can't quit this team, even if a lot of Boston has.
Wow. Well said, Jeff.
Oh,
Sunday
boy.
Night Baseball this
boy.
Sunday. Sox Yankee. T, what the fuck, dude?
I'm
Do you know
sorry.
what,
I have to
do
do
you
this.
know
I have
what
to do
last question means, T?
I thought you meant your last question.
No,
and I know Jeff wouldn't mind if I asked him one more question.
That's crazy.
Seriously, Jared, I am okay with this because he agreed to shave that fucking monstrosity off his face. So let's.
As long as you're
It's
okay
worth
with
it for the
that.
question.
This better be worth it.
The guy's got a family. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be.
Jared had some good like rhythm going too, and then you're like,
he was landing the plane there.
He was
Tyler.
doing the log off thing.
He was landing the plane.
professional. Very
All right,
professional.
biggest question of your life coming up right
This
now.
better be good.
I am going to get
This is
food.
gonna
I'm
suck.
going to get
It's Jeff with a
food.
J or a G.
So with
How do you spell it?
Bernardino, do you think they're gonna like wear him out?
Okay. All right. Okay. Just let me get the question out before you react poorly.
Yes,
I don't know.
Going
yes,
into
yes,
2024.
I do think you're a virgin. I'm sorry.
Oh, Jeff,
Yes.
I fuck. If there's one thing I do, I fuck. Martha, DM Jeff Passan right now.
No.
Let him know
Martha?
I fuck.
Oh.
Thank you. That's my girlfriend, yes.
Of course, your girlfriend is named Martha.
Respect my lady. She's beautiful.
You don't want Martha and Jeff Passan's DMs, brother. That is that's not
point,
where you
good
wanna
point.
be. Yeah.
Sorry, Martha.
Going into 2024, Jeff, you were a Tristan Casas truther. You even wrote that you thought he had a higher ceiling than Rafael Devers. Obviously, things have played out with back-to-back years, injuries really eating up a majority of his year.
It's gonna be
Do
so
you still have that belief in
anticlimactic.
him as a player? And do you think there are teams, we heard some smoke with the Mariners during the offseason, but not much really came out of it. Are there teams that still value a Tristan Casas, and do you still think that kind of talent is there?
I think there's still talent there, but multiple years in a row like this, if he had gotten off to a better start, might be a little bit different. And it's really unfortunate what happened to him. But yeah, the stock is down. And it's tough. It's just tough when you haven't seen it in 2 years that are supposed to be prime years, right? Like we've always thought of prime as 27 to 30. No, prime is like 23 to 29. And when 2 of those years get flushed because of injuries, there's such important development years too. And I just haven't seen it enough at this point. Would it surprise me if he comes back and succeeds? No, not at all. But am I as bullish as I once was? No, I'm not there either. And teams aren't. Like the value, teams were even less so actually after last season. Like the rib thing, it turned a lot of teams off. And fair or not, that was just the reality of the situation. And so if the Red Sox, if they're done with Casas, they're not going to get much for him.
So you turned a lot of teams off in the sense that the injury itself, or how long
it took
him
Yeah,
to
how
say
long it took.
Yeah.
Which I don't,
Yeah.
I personally don't think is all that fair when you don't have the imaging, when you don't understand it. But in baseball, there are guys who have the perception that they're soft, and often it is not fair. But that's that's a label that once it attaches itself to a guy, it's really hard to get rid of that. And in this case, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. I don't think he's soft. But what I think is he hasn't been able to post, and that is at the end of the day. When you go into a season, guys, you do so thinking that every one of your guys is going to play 155 games. And when they don't, multiple years in a row, it's tough to shake. Tyler, that was a good question.
Damn.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Question. Great question. Ellsbury got $161 million, but he did play games after his injury. Also was kind of looked at as soft for how long he took to come back, but he did put up some big numbers after
Probably
coming
accurate.
back. So
You also saw
Yeah.
Casas when he came back flinching regularly on swings, even at the big league level as
He's
he was
getting
trying to
shot
play
and
through it.
stabbed. That's why.
Yeah, it also doesn't help
Can you
when
blame him?
Freddie Freeman had a similar thing going on, and you see him doing what he did in the playoffs. I think that's where it can get those narratives pushed, and it gets tricky.
yeah. So again, Jeff, thank you for making the time. You've been very extra generous with your time, as our own Tyler Milliken was just had to get that Casas question.
Listen,
off.
it
Had to do
was
somebody
a
else to
good
do it.
question. And after my mistreatment of him here, he more than deserved it. So, Tyler, thank you for being a good sport. And if I could
Wow.
grow facial hair, it still wouldn't be worse than yours.
That's true.
I love you,
I
Jeff.
can back that up.
We just need the tweet to be what you already drafted, Jeff, because that tweet's now going to lead to him shaving, and that's going to be a great moment for us.
Sunday Night Baseball. It's Red Sox Yankees. You can witness a live execution only on ESPN. ESPN. Very excited for that. What, Jeff?
I just took that very literally, and I'm worried that my bosses are going to as well. There will be no execution of any variety.
Keeping it light over at the mouse.
Than,
love that.
Perhaps a
Sunday,
a hit and
Red
run,
Sox,
or maybe a well-placed bunt.
You can witness another one-run loss for the Boston Red Sox. Only on ESPN. How's that?
It's great. Thank you, boys.
All right, I just want to make sure your bosses are happy. I want to make sure Ben's happy. I know that he's probably going to listen. I want to make sure that we did well by Ben and ESPN.
Are they going to be mad you didn't come on here and try and basketball up baseball by trading Paul Skeens 9 times in this hour?
It was. I know this. Jared's going to have to close it again. So I want to see.
I thought you were just going to flip us off.
I want to see. I want to see him do it without talking about an execution
birds.
next time. What, Jared? Actually, this gets back to your earlier question. One of the consequences that I did not understand was going to happen when, I reached the point where I have in my career was that literally every word that I say is going to be taken, aggregated, thrown out there, and done without the sort of context that's frankly like, you guys know how I operate and like the journalism I do, like context is super important to everything. And I went on to Pat McAfee and said, if I am the Pittsburgh Pirates right now, I am entertaining the possibility of trading Paul Skeens because I know that he is not going to sign an extension, because I know that Bob Nutting is not going to pay him what would be necessary to do so. So you have to at least look at what you could potentially get in that scenario. And that wound up, I think, creating like 2 weeks of Paul Skeens trade discussion, which was not what I was trying to do. I was just trying to like talk with Pat.
Thought exercise.
It's top MLB reporter has traded Paul Skeens from the Pittsburgh Pirates.
when I go on McAfee, I do so trying to speak to, with you guys, I know like we can talk ball. Because the people who are listening to this podcast are ball knowers, aspiring ball knowers, or wannabe ball knowers. Pat McAfee, I'm talking to a lot of a football audience and a much younger audience that maybe didn't grow up with baseball the same way that we did. So I have to try and explain things as plainly and clearly as I can. And this idea, why would Paul Skeens be traded? I'm talking about the contract, and I'm talking about arbitration, and I'm talking about all these other elements, just trying to educate. And that just that thing spun way out of control to the point where if I actually thought there was realistic possibility that the Pirates were going to trade Paul Skeens, I would have called up someone with the Pittsburgh Pirates and said, is there any chance you're going to trade Paul Skeens? And they would have said no. And I would have said, okay, very good.
This Sunday, Red Sox, Yankees, ESPN, Sunday Night Baseball. Witness an absolute fucking massacre. There's going to be blood. There's going to be guts. There will be gore. Tune in, ESPN, Sunday Night fucking Baseball. Yes? Thank you. Okay. Just want to make sure. I mean, I'm trying to be considerate of your time, Jeff. I don't want you to...
One and only. Steroids are back. Sunday Night Baseball. Relive the glory days.
Last year we get Sunday Night Baseball. We can do whatever we want. We make up the rules this year.
Was that your Paisan voice?
Come on down to Fenway Park. It's fucking buy one, get one firearm night for Sunday Night Baseball.
All right.
Send them off in style.
We have hit drugs and firearms within the last 30 seconds. Yes. I'm just going to eject. Yep. Gentlemen, you're the best.
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff Passan released from ESPN.
Yeah. Top MLB reporter says he'll shoot someone at Sunday Night Baseball.
Before T started yammering, I was going to say, all right, so you want Jeff Passan says Alex Cora and Alex Bregman should remember Astros days and start cheating again. But T had to ask about Tristan Casas.
Sorry. Passan was a huge Casas truther. I needed to.
Hey, known Red Sox fan. I mean, this guy's being super positive about the
That's
Sox.
true.
Guess we're going to the playoffs.
They're going to
Postseason back
playoffs
on.
this year. I know he's super in on Tristan Casas, but I know, T, you are super in on Mando.
How could I not be?
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Are you not in on Mando, Jared?
I've been no. I have been using Mando for quite some time, but I know that like you're the one that won't shut up about it. You just brag about it all the time. Like I use Mando.
Yeah, well, spring's in the air. The weather's warming up, and I know I'm going to get through this time of year
It was
with
hot out
Mando.
today. Yeah.
Oh my God, I was
big
having
time.
a really hard time. If I was
Yeah,
around
almost here.
Steve, he probably would have told me
Oh
I
my
smell like
God.
shit.
Oh, he'll never let this go. He'll never
No,
let this
it
go.
This
really-
every time, T.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But no,
One at a
I'm really
time.
looking forward to it even more because I've started using Mando whole body deodorant because unlike some other deodorants I've tried, it can actually handle anything. I love the smell. I like the way it feels. I have very sensitive skin and I've never had a outbreak of some sort. I've used a lot of other products and look at how red I am. My armpits, my side body, my lower
Side body?
half.
body. The
Yeah,
fuck
you
is
know,
side
like the
body?
ribs, like the
Hey,
what do you
He has
call
a
this?
side body
My
injury.
oblique. My oblique.
Yes.
Side
It
body.
can get very, very uncomfortable. But
My
what makes
dorsal
Mando
Killed my
thing.
side body. I was bending over the ball. My side body's fucked.
You know how you got your starboard and your port.
We all describe our body in different ways.
Yeah,
For 2
yeah.
weeks, side body.
Side body.
East.
So, where'd you get your new tattoo? I got a side body piece.
That sounds normal. That
I
sounds
got
okay.
a side body sleeve. Yep.
Yeah.
But what
Right down my
makes
side
Mando
body.
unique and different from any other deodorant? It's safe to use anywhere on the body: pits, balls, thigh folds, side body, belly
Side
buttons,
body.
and pucks, cracks, and feet. I did not add that. It was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. All products baking soda free and paraben free. Choose from a variety of fresh scents like bourbon leather, Cloverwoods, Mount Fuji, or Pro Sport. It's clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after the shower, the average man's Grundle odor level was a 5 out of 10. With Mando, my average Grundle odor is a level 0 out of 10. Okay? Not telling you. I wouldn't lie to you. That's just the truth there. If you want to try
believe
America's
you.
#1 whole body deodorant formula right now, you can find them at Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. For the best deals, go to shopmando.com. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and it has free shipping as well. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code SECTION10 at shopmando.com. One more time, use code SECTION10 at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando.
We are doing the weekly audio check, T. Just a little lighter, T. Little lighter, T.
Little
Just
lighter?
smidgen.
Okay,
Just a little
I'm
lighter,
sorry.
T. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good. You're good.
I didn't notice.
Definitely, yeah, I think he's fine.
I'm an audio
Okay.
freak. Over
Okay.
to Jerry.
Okay. Thanks for
Hmm.
coming on to Jeff Passan. That was quite the surprise. Really appreciate it, Jeffrey Passan.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on, Jeff Passan. Jeff Passan.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that Roman tweet. I couldn't believe none of those were the Roman Anthony news. That sucks.
Yeah, but at least we got it now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we're gonna have that clip for when it does happen. T.
All those people that tried to make a big deal out of that Roman Anthony video this week sucked. You people
Oh,
are the worst. I'm
Good
sorry.
You
take.
people blow.
Good take.
Oh
Good
my
take.
god! I didn't even flinch when that video came out. I'm like, wait,
No.
are we reacting negatively to this? What the fuck is this? And he has
So-
to answer the questions about it. Come on.
I mean, for me, I saw it, thought it was funny. I think my immediate reaction was, I know people are going to take this the wrong way. I know people are going to be,
Ugh.
oh, what do you think? You're too good to sign a few autographs? It was meant to be funny. And
It's a funny
most of those
video.
people waiting outside are not little kids. Like they're
No, they
the
aren't.
dudes with the binders, and like they've got a binder full of every fucking player in the league, and they get their card signed, which is fine. Like, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's not like he's ducking 6-year-old baseball fans.
The only thing I'm thinking there, and this is kind of my wimp reaction to the old home run card, I was like, don't hurt our boy. I don't want something bad to happen here. If you hit like a rock or something, he messes his back up. Like, that's the only thing I was thinking there. But the fact that people made a big deal out of that is just like, you blow. You are as bad as it possibly gets. And there was a lot of people that actually had that reaction. It wasn't just like a slim one. I know sometimes we're prisoner to folks in the mentions that are just always going to be shitty, but that was so stupid. It's like it was a social video, whatever. He's still in Worcester. He shouldn't even be there still. Like, they shouldn't even had the chance to do the video, but it's a funny video. Good job by the Woo Sox people.
And he still apologized, like, on top of it all.
He
like,
shouldn't have had
a point to be like, hey, listen, it was a Taylor Swift video we saw on the internet. We tried to recreate it. It was one of the social media guys' ideas. Like, just trying to do a favor for someone else who was also working and trying to make a name for themselves and trying to do something.
And
I'm
Roman's
sure
like
whoever's
super
idea
good dude.
was, they probably feel horrible for putting Roman in that spot, but they shouldn't. Like, especially all you had to do is be like, we were trying to do a Taylor Swift thing. Like, that's it. Like,
blaming
here's the
Taylor
original
Swift
video.
is
Here's
how
what we
you
did.
make it much worse. I promise.
I know that is tough.
Huh?
Blaming
No.
her is the way to go about it.
It's
Now
not
you got a whole
blaming
bunch-
her. You're
That's how they
Even
explaining.
bringing her
Come on.
into this, even inviting her into this is tough.
Not blaming her for
No,
anything.
I disagree. Here's the original video, and here's our take on it. We were doing a spoof on this, and that you misinterpreted or you didn't see the original video.
Yeah.
It's not blaming her. It's blaming the people that are mad, saying, "Hey, do your fucking research."
I don't think people should be mad, but much like you, my first reaction was just like, that's going to go poorly. And I kind of agree. Like, it should be going, like, I'm not killing the kid, obviously. I kill the people who put him in that position more because he has been built up. He's this golden boy, and this was a misstep. Like, not everything, they don't need him post a home run. You know what I mean? He plays baseball. Let me see him hit a 140 mile an hour double. Like, I don't need to see that.
You
I think
you
the only
avoid that
critique I
by
would have-
using like teammates playing fans versus using real fans.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Much, exactly.
And then they're like, what the hell? They acted out. Yeah.
Just actual autograph seekers, even though those people suck. I had to deal with those people.
And they were on the
forever.
road. These are not home fans.
Yeah, so don't sign for the road fans. Screw those guys. I think the only critique I would have is like the timing's a little tricky because like there's so much heat around Roman and him not coming up. And it's like, I don't know if maybe this is the best time to do like the funny, goofy video with the top prospect in baseball, but I'm always going to give a hat tip to the minor league, social teams that are just trying to do something different and mix it up a little bit.
They're grinding. I don't think anyone should be like fired or any stupid shit like that. But like,
You got to fire everybody.
Especially when
after that.
people are like, we just had the Meyer video of him getting called up. He's rolling around. Like, this made it seem like he was getting called up. So you also have people furious about that. It's just like, oh, they're sneaking him to Boston. Wait, no, he's just getting on the bus. Why did they do that? They went past all those autograph seekers. Like, yeah, it didn't exactly hit the tone of everything right.
I want to give my good caption of the week to T. I thought your caption was good on that, T, where it was like, we got to find a way to sneak him into Fenway. Good caption, T.
Thank you. Improving. Watch your face.
Listen. I can have whatever fucking face I want. T.
It was a weird face.
It was a weird face.
Hey, watch that face, huh?
Watch your fucking face, idiot.
I was trying. It was like I had to sneeze,
dude.
Watch your
It's
face.
like I had to
dickhead.
sneeze, and I controlled myself and didn't sneeze. Like I was.
How would
gonna
you know?
say,
Were you watching your face?
Yeah.
I can see my face here.
Oh, you're watching your face.
It looks good.
It's a good face.
Yeah, good face. Good lighting.
You know what I mean?
Am I doing that to you or are you doing it to me?
What the fuck?
Oof.
T, when's the next time you
Coley?
think you're going to go to Fenway? Coley?
See,
Actually, me and Martha were talking about doing a date night, me and her, but I'll guess by the time we actually figure something out, we'll be going for some reason.
Who's
The way they're looking right now,
One
though,
answer.
I don't know.
I'll go at some point this summer. That's basically what that
I'll
was.
go,
That's
I'll
it, yeah.
go again.
Martha wants to go.
Shout out, Martha. Passan kind of cooked
Shout
Martha a
her
little
out.
bit more than you normally do.
It was a little
Yeah.
mean.
Is there any interest in going this weekend?
They're not there, but outside of
Next
that.
weekend. Next weekend, I'm in.
Next weekend.
Well, we were supposed
I
to.
would actually love to just chill at Fenway this weekend if we wanted to just do that. Have a couple blue moons at the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lou's tweet today, sitting at Fenway at like 10 a.m., like going through his feelings, was very good. One of my favorite tweets of the week.
Okay.
I would love to go Saturday to answer that.
The Saturday game.
Mm.
I could be talked into a Saturday game because I got to do the views on Friday.
Right.
Oh, we should have had Passan hit a super fan.
Oh.
He would never.
Yeah, he
No,
doesn't
he
do
wouldn't.
stuff you tell him to do.
Nah,
We should have
but
told him, like, don't do this or we'll kill you.
If he knew
Yeah.
it was like kind of making fun of Jerry, he'd only do it. He'd do it the rest of his life.
If it's making fun of anybody, Passan's in. We know
Yeah.
that much. He's the boom sauce king.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen someone try, or even Passan try to boom sauce Coley. I was like, Coley's getting boom sauce?
Anybody
That's when you know
can
that
get it.
anybody can get it if Coley's getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know that was like a sauce. It was funny, but I don't know.
It was
that,
it was a
I didn't
dart.
feel owned.
No, I mean it wasn't like a roundhouse dunk on you. I'm pretty sure.
No.
It was a shot at
Light
Fenway.
sauce.
It wasn't even a shot at me. It was a shot at Fenway.
Yeah, it was a shot at your favorite team's parks. Yeah, it's an
Let me
indirect
see.
shot.
Did he really hit you up, Coley, to try and cook me?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's-
Was
I'll
it
tell you-
after the reply?
I'll tell. Well, yeah, because he said exactly what it was. He sent me Tyler's tweet. This will start as a Coley versus Passan beef, and I will still get cooked. He said, "Give me something about him that very few people know and isn't talked about in the pod, so I can shit on him." And I said, "As good of a bit as this would be, this is a man who puts his skeletons on his front lawn, not in his closet. I would honestly just wait until he talks. He kind of just stands into the rim and waits to get dunked on."
Pretty
Yeah, that's
accurate.
fair.
Passan has dunked on me way more than I remember.
I had a
that's
stretch
his-
where I was getting killed by Passan.
That's all he does. That's his only replies. He cooked he cooked Ben Verlander. He was like, "Hey, get Ohtani's dick out
Yeah,
of
that
your
was
mouth."
real life.
Him
Yeah.
being like Fenway's a Mickey Mouse park. I don't know that that's like the same.
He has a picture saved of me from when I was 18 and I made a YouTube video and I look like a crackhead in a crack house. And he'll tweet that at me quite often. He's tweeted it multiple times.
That's very
in 2021 he said Barstool pays you too much. LOL.
True.
In 2020 he also said I tweeted this was when I was doing the Twitter tournament and he said you did all this and still lost, LOL. And I said, you got boat raced 6 rounds ago by a dude with half the following. You have to sit this one out. And he says the pandering loser.
Oh my God. I'll give him credit too, because he's always quick. The replies aren't like 10 minutes later. It's like 10 seconds later. I'm like, that's pretty good.
I tweeted him this must have been during the lockout. I said, report something. And he said, go to bed, loser.
He likes loser.
It plays.
It's underused.
It always plays.
I would say bozo is probably underused as well. That one should be
Bozo's
used
great.
more often.
Bum.
Man,
Bozo's-
bum used correctly is big.
Bozo is what I say to my kids because I know if they repeat it at school, they'll never get in trouble because it's such like a random thing to say.
Bozo?
But I call everyone in the house bozo. Like me and Mariah will be in like legit arguments, and I'll be like, "You fucking bozo," and it's just like, yeah, they'll be fine.
He's got nothing for it. Like, yeah.
Just got sauced.
Yeah. Bleacher Report just put out an insane
Thread?
Of
It was
Duran
the
trade.
Jaron Duran trade thread
Yeah,
with like
like
9 different teams.
10, and I would like they're all like I'd say yes to all of them. They're all insane.
I saw
Like, the teams
Andrew
are not
Painter.
doing that. Yeah, like
He hates
And
me.
have-
McAble?
they have the Cardinals sending us their 1 and 2 guys. They have the Padres sending us DeVries plus other stuff. Like these teams aren't doing these things. Like I'd say yes to literally all of them. Literally 100%.
These are not for Coley or T. You guys are like really in the weeds with all of it. Like I've done a lot of stuff with walk off before. It's more like
Sure.
let's just look at top 10 prospects and just like pick some out and send them over to Boston. So these
just
aren't
pick
real.
3 random names from every team's top 10 prospect list.
This
But
is who
they're
we
all
have the
one
Red
in-
Sox getting.
Like they're all 1 and 2, and it's just like, all right, that feels Like a lot. This one
what?
has the Reds. This one has the Reds trading us Graham Ashcraft. I personally cannot have that happen. I can't.
Jackson Jobe from the Tigers. We're just going to scoop him right up for our rotation.
Like I look like a decent amount of people. I look exactly like Graham Ashcraft. I can't have him on the Red Sox. That would be horrifying for me personally.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dalton Rushing from the Dodgers. We're going to put him and Carlos Narvaez together. It's going to be the best young backstop in baseball.
That's the most Coley I've ever seen.
Just like Graham Ashcraft. It's super unfortunate. Wow. Well, it's unfortunate for him. He's much better at life than I am, but I can't have him on the Red Sox. That would be devastating for us.
This would also be your windup too. And he's got tattoos on the arm.
Oh yeah.
This is like how you'd be like swinging it in. Like this is how you would throw it.
It's all of it.
Wow, that is Coley pitching in the majors. That's crazy.
So you can't have that. But yeah, these are all.
The Padres and Red Sox match up on a trade. I want Boston Bateman. That's
no. He'll clearly never work on the Red Sox.
Right. 6'8", Adam Watoli and Crochet. You might have the most intimidating starting rotation anyone's ever seen in their life. Now he's 19 and he's far away, and I think that's where ultimately, like, the Red Sox are going to want either. I think guys close to the big leagues, or they're going to want to unload money. I think it's one or the other.
I don't agree with that assessment. I saw McAdams say we don't align with the Padres, and it's like Leo DeVries absolutely aligns with what we're doing here. That's an insane, like, yeah, it would publicly you're saying like we're punting on this year for sure, but you're telling me like a 19-year-old super player, he's not even 19 yet, added to your system where if you listen to the Sox prospect guys, they're like, yeah, outside of the guys who are in the majors right now and Anthony Cumming, like it is kind of light on that side. Baseball America obviously is Franklin Arias higher than he was at the beginning of the year. They've added Justin Garcia and stuff like that.
Keith Law in a minute 8.
I love Keith Law that he does his own every year. I mean, he was high on Campbell last year. Yeah. But
DeVries, though, is a guy who is actually, top 5, top 8 in all of baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
Biggest guy out of his international class. Obviously, Salas the year before as well. But another guy who skipped the DSL complex league and straight to affiliated ball and actually hit and handled it. Yeah, the Red Sox, that's going to be the weird thing for a lot of people to get used to. The pitching prospects, they're coming now. The position player side, it's going to be weak for a second because you've traded, Montgomery and Teal to make those deals happen with graduations.
I was going to say, they're going to say it's weak in the sense where it was like when we had Mookie and Xander and Rafi and Benintendi young and on the team. Like that's not a weak system to me if they're actively contributing to the major league team and you're winning the fucking World Series. That to me is a very strong system, I would argue. So it is going to get framed like that, and it's going to annoy the fuck out of me when all those guys are on the team producing.
Well, then you have Yosinks Garcia, who's now a top 100 guy across
he's
the board.
Gone. He's obviously traded. He's the most traded a guy's ever been. I think like Passan was saying they may buy. I think Craig's going to. I think we're speed running the exact same as Heim's tenure. I think he's going to buy and sell. I think that's exactly what he's gearing up to do. He's going to try and sell the 1 year guys like Buehler, like Chapman, and he's going to try and buy some shit.
Controlled players, guys who are going to be here for 2, 3, 4 years. That makes sense.
So that is always what we hear at every trade deadline, but how often are teams successful in acquiring cost-controlled players at the trade deadline versus the offseason? Like that just doesn't happen.
While doing both, though, it's getting under the tax and doing that. You see it one way or the other. Sometimes teams just sell and they get under and you don't get everything you wanted while still competing. Or you do the Heim where you fucking dunk on everyone with the Christian Vasquez trade and then you don't get under the luxury tax.
Yeah, like I guarantee you that after how 2022 unfolded, that Craig will be under a direct order. I don't care how you do it. Get under the luxury tax. Like if you still want your job on Monday morning, you will get under the luxury tax. If you fail to do so, I would get a resume together. That's probably what they're going to do.
That's where I feel so bad for these guys, because if you fail doing it someone else's way, now you're not going to get hired ever again, because you're going to go into these interviews and you're going to say, well, that wasn't my fuck up. They told me to do that. No one wants to hire that guy. No one cares. And if you do it your way and still ultimately fail, at least you can be Ben Cherington and go, hey, I didn't do that stupid ass fucking Matt Harvey trade. I didn't do that. I was under pressure to do it. I said I'd rather get fired than do something stupid like that. So I hope Craig is just like, you know what? I got to do what's best for me long term because the Cubs will take me back. Someone will take me back, even if it's not here.
Which Heim doubled down on in 2023, and that's why he was fired, a month later or whatever it was.
The Cardinals were like, sure, we'll take you.
They told him, hey, sell all these pieces. Justin Turner, get the fuck out of here. We don't want him. And he said, no, they played good enough those 2 months, and we're going to at least give him a chance.
He made Heim say it.
Yeah.
He didn't say it.
You're going to get Luis Arias, and you're going to hope and pray.
That's crazy.
He's having a good year at Sacramento.
Yeah. Happy for him. Anything else before we move on to Stop and Shop? Coley's thinking.
I'm always thinking. I do feel like we didn't hit on it. I feel bad for Fitz. Bello finally goes 6. Doesn't even matter because they lose the game. And
a lot
Rafaela
of Bello slander too after. Lou really coming in heavy about how he was acting in the dugout. Very positive, very happy after finally going 6 innings for the first time since May 2nd.
He didn't like that he was happy?
Yeah, he said he was a little too excited, a little too happy based on where the team's at and the fact that you're losing 3-1 when you leave the game.
I got no problem with that. He's had nothing to celebrate, so it's like, be excited about 6. I was stunned he went 5. I was stunned that ball stayed fair. If that ball hits the base, he probably gets pulled 4 2/3 once again.
He didn't have any help from Ceddanne Rafaela either on that throw home.
Oh,
no.
Abysmal.
No. And so I'm glad you brought that up because I was bitching about it on 98.5, the motherfucking Sports Hub. But Alex Cora, after the game, essentially saying, we keep saying we're going to be better, but we're just not. We're not getting better. That's the truth. And then he lists all the things that they're doing wrong. And he doesn't say Rafaela's name specifically, but he refers to him directly by saying, we don't hit the cutoff man. And on that play, Rafaela fires home. It's not even close. It allows the runners to move up. So now it's 2nd and 3rd. Both of those runs end up scoring. And after the game, Rafaela's like, yeah, man, that was the fucking right play. Me hosing that ball up the line and coming nowhere close to throwing out the base runner. Yeah, I would do that 10 times out of 10. So just not even contradicting, going against what your manager said should have happened. You hit the cutoff man. And Rafael is like, nah, man, I'm firing home on that play every single time.
It's when you look at mental errors that maybe the players don't even realize are mental errors, and whether you want to put that on them not being smart enough to put 2 and 2 together on the field, or is it on the coaching staff for not relaying that and getting that point across?
How could it not be on the coaching staff?
Cora seems really defeated in some of these post games, more than you would expect on June 4th. After this series and most of the post games, it's like we're expecting something bad to happen. That's essentially what he says. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he was saying. That he'll look over, to his assistant coaches, be like,
"Did you tweet that audio?
Something's going to happen."
The Cora audio.
Yeah, the main one that everyone's been playing.
We live in a constant state of terror.
All right, listen.
Basically,
it's very funny to be like, we know something's going to fuck up.
This is Cora after the middle game.
Yeah,
we gave them chances to do what they did to win the game.
How much are these close losses, eating at you and frustrating you?
I mean, we keep making the same mistakes. We're not getting better. At one point, it has to be on me, I guess, right? I'm the manager, so I got to keep pushing them to be better. They're not getting better. They're not. We keep making the same mistakes. I'll be very honest about it, very open about it. You get frustrated, but at one point it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? What's gonna change? Because we keep doing the same thing. We can keep talking about 1-run losses. They're 17, 18, whatever it is, and it's the same thing. So, is it effort, preparation, like Duke said, attention to detail? I have no idea now. I watched that game. I was like, wow, this is real. It's frustrating.
Well, we suck.
Again, it happened. Interesting.
My team blows.
What have you seen just defensively all year?
He sucks.
What you saw today, routine ground balls for the plays we don't turn. We throw to the wrong bases. We make cutoff guys. PFPs were horrible. So there's a lot of bad right now.
So I'm glad that he brought that up, the not turning double plays on routine ground balls. So not to, obviously, I'm not trying to come after Christian Campbell, but when he's making these bad defensive plays that show up as errors in the box score, it's not accounting for all the double plays that should be turned that aren't getting turned. So it goes like, you are the worst defensive team. You've made more errors than any other team in Major League Baseball. But then there's the mental mistakes that this team makes every single night. Like, it's almost like if there's a game where there's 0 errors and like someone didn't get picked off or made a bonehead play on the bases, it's almost like, wait a second, really? It's very seldom that happens. So not only are they making errors that are showing up in the box score, but they do dumb shit all the fucking time that there's no way to mark it in a box score, but they be doing it.
They were, and I say, when I say they, I would say, until you can correct me, the majority of people were killing Abraham Toro for turning that double play instead of going home.
I couldn't believe that.
Can you imagine what happens if the 2022 through 2025 Red Sox try and go home on that play?
Oh,
they get no outs. Probably 2 runs score.
That's up in the
like, I understand other teams do go home there. I'm not denying that it's a strategy. We turned a fucking double play. I was ready to like a standing ovation for that. Like that.
Cora's always made it clear, like, play for 2. If there's been one thing Cora's been consistent on, because there's plenty of things you could say he hasn't been consistent. And I think that's where that pressure starts to rub some people in an awkward way. And he's done this now twice in 2 weeks. And I think this is where you see, like, you're trying to pull levers, you're trying to keep people positive and then trying to be harsh. You can't, the night before say, we're right there. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. We're right on the verge of it. And then the next day be like, we're horrible, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have an answer for anything you're doing. And you go back a week ago and you tell everyone you're playing good baseball when you had lost 5 in a row. And then at the end of the series, we're not doing what we need to. We need to be better. We were horrible today. Like, you just see him trying to hit those buttons and trying to figure it out. And it creates inconsistent messaging and it shows panic.
I was surprised that he said what he said, honestly, because we watch a lot of Alex Cora pressers. We don't see this too often. This is a level of almost acceptance of the suck, and it's June 4th. Like, that's kind of crazy that it's like, no, we just kind of aren't a good team, and we keep doing this. And I know a lot of people, obviously, all season are like, oh, get on Cora more, get on Cora more. He deserves, he's part of the blame pie for sure. But there's another element of this where it's like, these are professional ball players that are just making boneheaded plays that are almost like, I got to tell you to tag up here. I got to tell you to be able to field a double play cleanly. Like, there's certain things I'm not going to hold Cora accountable for when these are guys that are in the majors. Like, the Hamilton one was a pretty big deal. That stuck out to me, where it's like you get the fly ball by Duran to deep left center. Hamilton's kind of in no man's land. He should be tagging up there with Kenley on the mound, get 1 out, chance for a sac fly. So I don't know. Coley, you mentioned the play by Toro. I didn't think for a second go home.
No,
like that, there's no way that. And Connor wasn't ready, by the way. Connor, like, Wong wasn't even ready to field that ball.
They should have told you, we would never even ponder going home. Like, it wasn't even a thought. Toro at multiple moments in this series looked like he was trying to figure out
Connor
third.
Wong just shrieks.
Remember Gary Sanchez on that Hanley walk-off homer where he like flinched? That's what Connor Wong would have done. Like, no, not me. I don't want to have to make a play in a big spot.
No world people have been watching this fucking team. They think it go home. Are you kidding me?
Well, dude, Felger was flipping out. I flipped over because I love Holly, so I'll see what Holly has to say about the Sox.
Love you, Holly.
But Felger was losing his mind. He's like, how do they not go home? That you got to go home there. And I'm like, nah, you can't. Yeah, again, it's Toro at third, by the way. We're acting like this is Breggy at third.
Right. If it's Bregman and Narvaez, I see the vision more, but listen, this team needs to get the outs.
Hey,
they need as many outs.
I was like, good baseball. That's good, saying. Clean ball. Like, let's
the
get
fact
one
that they
more.
turn that. But one thing you did say, like, I do think they need a lot of coaching. You're starting multiple rookies.
No, they do.
And then the non-rookies are in their second year. And then the other guys are fucking Rafael Devers and Jaron Duran. Like, yeah, all of those people need substantial amounts of coaching.
I'm talking
at all times.
obvious stuff. There's a lot of obvious stuff that these guys can't do. That's like, you should know this in the minors and single A.
Christian Campbell a year ago was in the single A. Like, literally a year ago right now.
No,
was
I know.
In the single A.
We're calling for Roman.
And he looks the worst of anybody. Let's be honest.
I then it's like Toro's playing third. He was supposed to be your first base depth. So now he's playing third. It's like, yeah, these guys do need like daily check-ins almost. Like, hey, this is what you need to do in certain, not even daily, like inning by inning. They need, and to Rafaela airing it out, that has been an issue long before he was even out of a single A himself. Hunter Renfroe never doesn't even know they exist.
Willier's had the issue.
Yeah, Willier airmails it all the time too. Duran's had some weird throws into second as of late. So yeah, I think he's need
had a worse year defensively.
Coaching.
No, they do. No, obviously to a certain degree, but there's some obvious, plays that you just should be able to make. This is the sad part too, is that when you're going to have to rely on young guys that are playing in positions they're not used to playing, you're going to have some baked in mistakes. Like that's going to be part of it. And the longer you have to keep pushing this off and, the Brady injury, the more you look at it, man, it blows. Like, and I understand the warp speed and all that. And hopefully he's back soon. We love him. But losing him, it's the ripple effects that you've seen the last couple of weeks are killing this team every single night.
No, and there's a lot of people, I think, starting to, look at a narrative. And, I think there's something to it that some of the prospects coming through the Red Sox system in recent years have lacked those fundamentals that don't understand winning baseball. And you look at someone like Carlos Narvaez, who seemingly represents everything that is winning baseball.
He's perfect.
You need to shoot a ball to the right side or you need a sac fly, he'll do it. You're going to play great defense behind the plate, situation-wise, knows what's going on. He always does it. You look at the players on the Red Sox that have come up the last 5 years. I hate to say it. You label most of them dumb. They do dumb things pretty regularly.
Yeah, I don't take away the hate to say it. They just do dumb shit all the time. Like,
and part of that goes to
dumber
Cora.
Team in baseball since COVID. Like, it's the Red Sox. Number one dumb.
How many guys have you fired? Carlos Feblis, Andy Fox. You got Jose Flores now sitting there, and it looks exactly the same. But 3 straight years leading baseball in errors, like that's something you can't run from. And it almost felt like to me in that moment where Cora's like, because he was walking back the convo he had with Duke before the game, where they're like, what can you guys do? Is it attention to detail? And Cora's like, we're here at 1 p.m. every day. Like, we're doing it. We're putting the work in. You've seen us putting the work in. To me, it's essentially him saying, like, players, do you hear me? If you guys can't start figuring any of this shit out, you can't start making plays, like, the attention's on me. Everyone's staring at me. The red dot is on my forehead right now. So you better, like, if we're going to figure this out, like, you better start doing
Look
something.
Look at your face, Cora.
The seat's
Look
getting
at your
hot.
face.
Like, I think in that moment, that's Cora admitting, like, yeah, I'm feeling the heat a little bit. And fuck, man, I don't have a way to fix this. And I don't know what else to do.
I also, I can't get on someone for inconsistent messaging. If he was still saying, like, we're playing great baseball, like, that's a person who gets put into a mental institution. Like, you do have to
I would rather these quotes. I would rather these quotes.
Exactly.
Like, we suck. It's like, yeah, you do suck. Like, that's true.
You can't just go through a losing streak, be like, this is what we wanted. This is exactly how we're drawing it up. We love losing 1-run games. Like, yeah, you do have to change your messaging.
Because players don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear like, oh, these guys just can't get it done. Like that actually would fire me up if I heard my manager say that. If I'm sucking and my manager's like, I think we're right there. It's like, okay, guess we're right there. It's like, no, you're terrible. Like you're not right there. Don't have this false sense of confidence that you're like good to go at being 4 games under 500. It's crazy.
They're not good to go.
It's a bad team. See?
I do want to add, seeing what happened in the first inning, and Cora called out, I felt like Bailey, Veritek, like talking about just first inning. Why is this continuously an issue? 8th, 9th hitters. Why can't we get those guys out? Why are they regularly reaching against us? I looked number 8 hitters are hitting 287 against the Red Sox this year. Number 9 hitters are hitting 270.
Highest OPS in baseball. 8th hitters against Sox starters. Yeah.
Like that's a crazy thing to have going on, but to have the first inning and then 8 and 9 hitters regularly be a problem, it felt like he was kind of pointing to the game planning a little bit and what's going into that. And he labeled it out on his interview on EEI this week a little bit about their whole entire process. But I think that's one of the biggest things that does need to be looked at here, because the fact that these guys go out in the first inning regularly and they just look like they don't have a plan, look like they don't know how to attack guys, that's an extremely concerning thing to have for a team.
Just wanted to say something real quick that's kind of unrelated to this, but I wanted to get this point in before I forget to read it off my notes. I have some cake stats if you want to know them.
Shit. All right.
Cake me up.
All right. Just want to let you guys know it's been 20 games of cake. The Red Sox have a series record of 2-3-1, an overall record of 8-11, a -2 run differential, which is very Sox to be basically split. I mean, that's what they did in this series. So that's the cake era. It's a stat that I was going to say for this show, but then T kind of beat me to it. Yeah. Last 40 days, the Red Sox.
Do we have a record since the hat?
Oh, it's way worse.
The last 40 days, the Red Sox have not
it's
had a
way
longer winning
worse.
streak than 2 games.
Yeah, they're
It's
playing like 350
brutal.
ball since the hat. Yeah,
I don't know if it's that bad.
it's
but
383. I think it is.
Yeah.
Tate.
Yasmani Grandal, very funny retirement. I actually thought it was one of the funniest things I've seen happen in quite some time, where he just showed up to the park. Like when the Red Sox are clearly going downhill, things are not going well. He's like, you know what? It's time for me to be a dad.
Yeah.
better for me to let's get out of this organization. I don't need to be here. This is,
I have
Like,
found
it's not even
religion.
worth-
I do not need baseball anymore.
I found Christ. I'm all set.
Like Connor Wong
Yeah.
is clearly stuck, but he's like, it's not even worth waiting this out. Like, I'm gonna go enjoy my life a little bit here.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Go be a dad, King.
If I was his kids, I'd be pissed, man. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
look at that team right here. You're wasting time with me.
Yeah. Anyways.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move! Incoming!
Stop and shop. Look ahead. Stop and shop.
Fuck yeah.
Look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop, we look ahead.
Fuck yeah.
What's better than having to stop and shop, getting it done for all of you?
The Stop and Shop Look Ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop right now. You can get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. I'm seeing here that Hector Gomez has a trade proposal involving Jaron Duran and Marcelo Meyer to the Padres in a deal in which the Red Sox would receive Bogarts, Leo, how do you say it? Leo DeVries.
DeVries.
Ethan Salas, Cash Mayfield, and Bradley Rodriguez.
It's an easy
The
yes.
Red Sox are just taking Xander's whole contract, just like, hey,
Yeah, that
you know
part would
what?
need to be discussed. That part would have
Just
to
come
be
here
an
and give me
out.
the whole deal. That's crazy.
But player-wise, that's an easy yes.
Yeah, you're getting the top international free agent from the last 2 years, even if Salas has not looked great and he's injured.
That's an easy yes. Thank you, Hector, for the breaking news.
Thank you.
That's
It's a
what
3-game
Passan was
set
texted.
at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully you're enjoying your off day. Somewhere nice, somewhere warm, somewhere happy, somewhere that you can just be away from this team. Recoup. Because on Friday, it's Walker Buehler versus Will Warren. It is Garrett Crochet versus Ryan Yarbrough on Saturday. That's a Fox game. And then it is Hunter Dobbins versus Carlos Rodon on ESPN Sunday Night fucking Baseball.
The Sunday Night Slaughter.
Who's it going to be tonight?
Walker Buehler, 4-3, a 4.44 ERA, 132 whip, and an 8.1 strikeouts per nine. It's important to note that the last time Walker Buehler was on the mound in the Bronx, that's when he clinched the World Series, folks. The home road splits have been an issue for Buehler this year at home. 5 starts, 3.14 ERA, and a 9.5 strikeouts per nine. Unfortunately, his road games, 4 starts, 6 ERA, 157 whip, and a 6.4 strikeouts per nine. That is quite the contrast there. Buehler's last start marked the first time all year he's allowed more than 7 hits in a game. That would be 10. And the first time that the Red Sox have lost back-to-back Buehler starts. He did hit 9 whiffs for just the third time this year in his last start, and the 6 Ks were also his third highest of the season. The Red Sox are 6-3 when he starts. Will Warren, heard a lot of good things about this guy. He fucking sucks. 3-3, a 5.19 ERA, a 142 whip, and an 11.9 strikeouts per nine. He was having a hell of a May before his last start. His first 5 starts, 2.70 ERA, a 150 FIP. Wow. And a 41 strikeouts in 26 and 2/3 innings. His last start, an inning and a third, 6 hits, 7 earned, gave up a bomb, 4 walks, 2 Ks. I don't know what the fuck happened in that start, but
He's
yeah,
carving the Red Sox up.
The Yankees are 6-6 in his starts. Garrett Crochet, 5-4 with a 198 ERA, a 106 whip, and an 11.1 strikeouts per nine. Leads the MLB in starts and Ks. Does he really? Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does. Yeah. Looked it up yesterday.
Leads the American League with 82 innings pitched.
No, that was just funny. Yeah.
All
Happened.
Huh.
The 82.
What do you know?
That's cool.
The 82 innings is already the second highest of his career behind last season.
Jesus.
Had a season
That's
high
crazy.
12 strikeouts and 23 whiffs in his last start. His second time eclipsing 20 whiffs and has been 15 plus whiffs in 7 of his 13 starts. The Braves were 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts against the sweeper the last time out. The only struggle Crochet has had this year was with his four seam in the month of May. 308 batting average, 692 slug in the month of May. Sweeper, 2 for 4 with 13 Ks though. So there you go. Red Sox are 7-6 when he starts and have the chance to win back-to-back starts. Garrett Crochet starts for the first time since April 13th and 19th. Ryan Yarbrough, he's 3-0 with a 2.83 ERA. That is shocking. No disrespect. I like him. Good guy. But I can't believe that he's pitching this well in 2025. Is
that the guy
3-0
shit on?
Sounds about right.
I can't remember.
There was one of those Rays pitchers where he was like, "This is utter slop," and I think it was
How is he not getting his lunch?
You gotta get your lunch.
I saw Cake tweet out that Nick Green homer. I was like, oh, God, we had it good. Don and Eck. That was something. Back to Jerry.
That was a good find, Cake.
Ryan Yarbrough, 3-0, a 2.83 ERA, an 0.99 whip, and an 8.7 strikeouts per nine. I mean, it's crazy that he's still in the big leagues. I mean, I'm happy for him. He fucking sucks against the Red Sox, though. 296, 349, 515. That's an 864 OPS. 7.09 ERA and a 152 whip, 15 bombs. You gotta beat him. You gotta. Game 3, Hunter Dobbins, 2-1, a 4.06 ERA, a 133 whip, and a 7.5 strikeouts per nine. He's back in the rotation after a couple relief appearances. I feel like they were against his will for the most part. It was kind of like, hey, we fucking have an ass starter and we need your help. And Hunter Dobbins said, give me the rock, AC. He's been solid with a 4.32 ERA, 3.25 FIP-T, 14 strikeouts and 16 and two-thirds innings over his last 4 appearances. Specifically, he needs credit for coming in after that Fitz implosion, going 5 innings with 1 earned run in relief. That's basically a start. Give him credit for the start. The curveball has been feast or famine this year. 304 average, but it's a 204 expected batting average. 565 slug, 42% whiff rate. Really nice splitter that he only throws to lefties. They are 2 for 16 with 4 Ks on it. I would use that more often. Sox are 4-5 in games that he pitches and 4-3 in his starts. And then finally, Carlos Rodon. He's having a nice little bounce back year this year. Carlos Rodon is 8-3 with a 2.49 ERA, an 0.93 whip, and an 11.1 strikeouts per nine. Year 1 was terrible for him. Year 2 was mediocre for him. And year 3, they are getting the Rodon that they finally paid for. His numbers this year are almost identical to his 2 All-Star seasons in 2021 and 2022. He's leading MLB with 5.3 hits per nine this year, which is wild seeing as he went 9.1 and 8.1 the previous 2 years. Last year, he couldn't keep the ball in the park, allowing 31 home runs, which is a career high by 8. This year, he has only allowed 8, good for a 0.9 home runs per nine, 127 ERA in his last 9 starts. Throws his slider 28% of the time. That's his number 2 pitch, and gets an insane 45% whiff rate. The Yankees are 8-5 when he starts. So that is Walker Buehler versus Will Warren on Friday night. That is Garrett Crochet versus Ryan Yarbrough on Fox, 7:35 start on Saturday. And then Hunter Dobbins versus Carlos Rodon, Sunday Night Baseball, the massacre to end all massacres on 7 p.m. ESPN, Sunday Night motherfucking baseball. Prediction time. Cake, what do you got, you fucking asshole?
Right back at you, asshole. I got the Yankees in 3 straight blowouts. Best part is they're all on national TV. We got blowout Friday night, MLB Network, blowout Saturday night on Fox, and then, of course, you got the Sunday Night Massacre. So really just can't wait to watch.
Jesus, dude.
This guy's such a cock.
Yeah, this guy's a dick. That would be the ultimate exorcism of Cake, is if the Red Sox swept the Yankees to get Jake back. Oh,
that should be intro too. You said 500, but that should be intro.
Yeah, rest in piss, Cake, if the Red Sox sweep this series. Steven, prediction.
Can that be intro back if they sweep the Yankees? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just see if that's cool.
Yeah.
Very excited for Crochet Saturday night national TV. That could be really sexy. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I know I shouldn't say this, but I'm just going to say it. I'm intrigued to see how long Aaron Judge can hover around 400. I think that's crazy. I know it's my fault that Trout went deep the last episode, so I'm just saying Aaron Judge is really good. Anything could happen there. That's not jinxing anything.
Go 3 for 5 in all these games now because of Steve.
Highly likely there. But no, I was looking up an article that was super interesting by Sarah Langs, and it had the latest player to hit 400 or higher into a season each year, dating back to when Ted Williams did it in 1941. And Nomar is the only guy in the 2000s to still be hitting 400 in the month of July. That 2000 season, July 20th, Nomar was still hitting 400. That is absolutely crazy. Just want to say shout out to Nomar. Any excuse I get for that, I'm going to do it. Stat I was going to say earlier, T kind of already tweeted this out, but Red Sox longest winning streak in the last 40 days is 2 games. So I don't think they're going to have a 3-game winning streak this weekend. Give me Red Sox winning 1 out of 3.
That's anticlimactic. T?
Yeah, I'm going to go 1 out of 3 as well. Ryan Yarbrough, the Red Sox should tee him up. 20 career appearances against the Red Sox. He's rocking a 7.09 ERA. Will Warren being out there, don't love that. A guy who misses a lot of bats. Red Sox first time seeing him. That seems like a bad combination to me. And then Carlos Rodon in the final game. He's been pitching his ass off this year. Velocity, left side. Don't love that for the Red Sox either. So yeah, give me 1 out of 3. I'll take the Garrett Crochet day.
Imagine if he was actually pitching his ass off. Like during the games, he had to put his ass back on. That'd be awkward.
Chris Sale looks like he pitched his ass off.
Yeah, he already did.
Because he's got like no butt.
It's no butt. Yeah, the ass is
just
gone.
a skinny fella.
Rodon's probably got a decent ass, right? He's probably got a juicy one.
Oh, no, he has ass.
He's got ass, right, T? You're the ass.
He's not assless
Judge.
by any means. It's not the juiciest stomper we've seen, but he's got something back there.
I think it's over league average for sure, right? He's probably a 120 ass plus.
Just a juicy ass.
White Sox Rodon had a bigger ass, but we'll be okay.
Wow.
So he's slimmed down.
The
McMahon.
So last series, I wanted to go 1 out of 3. I took 2 out of 3 out of cowardice. So this series, like in my heart of hearts, it's telling me they go in there and they take all 3 because nothing about this team makes any sense. Like Will Warren, food. It's less even about him. I know how much Walker Buehler hates the Yankees. And if there's going to be something that sparks like a true actual, like, hey, let's go, it's going to be that scenario. I expect Judge, like, then we'll be riding high, and then first inning, Judge is going to take Crochet to like Josh Hamilton home run derby levels to the moon, and then they're going to win that game. And then Sunday, Hunter Dobbins should not go into Yankee Stadium and beat Carlos Rodon. Like, this is not a thing that should happen. No disrespect, but he's going to, especially with how negative. We've sold that matchup as it's going to be a burial. Like nothing would make less sense than the Red Sox going in there and taking all 3. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Man, I feel like I've been picking them to get swept every series, and like it's not like the reverse jinx isn't helping. Sometimes I actually believe that they'll get swept. I got to switch it up. I think they get swept in this series.
You had a sweep going into the Tigers series. What series did you have a sweep?
All of them. Pretty like I've just been fucking sweeping them out the door.
No, you had them sweeping someone. And you
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
the Tigers. Yeah, it was the Tigers.
Right,
I had
right,
them
right.
sweeping the Tigers. Yes. Yeah. Never again.
When was that Cardinals series? That feels like 2 years
Like
ago.
April fucking 16th.
Yeah.
April
First series
April
at
6th.
Fenway, right?
April
Yeah.
6th.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
yes.
7, 8. Like 10 weeks ago, their only sweep.
Not to step on the weather look ahead. I'm not about to talk about weather. I'm about to just like bring up something to talk about before we get to the look ahead. Robbie Hyde just tweeted this out, and it is a great thing to bring up again because I did forget about this. But given how the Red Sox offense has been so inconsistent and they've struck out 10 plus times, I mean, do they lead the league in most 10 strikeouts games? T.
I believe so. Yeah.
They have to.
So
There's no
we
way.
remember this from spring training. Asked for his thoughts, Jim Rice offered them. According to Rice, an unidentified staffer intervened, saying the Hall of Famer's advice didn't align with the team's approach. It was something I didn't like because I felt like I was disrespected, said Rice. I didn't throw myself on anyone. I'm sitting down, having a coffee. Nobody's bothering me. Someone comes over and asks me a question. What am I supposed to say? I didn't go and get this kid. I didn't go and bring this kid and say, hit like this. He came over and talked to me. If the Red Sox are so adamant about their hitting philosophy that they're going to tell Jim Rice not to speak to a player about a question that he was asked, like you have to have the secret sauce. Like you have to have the hitting philosophy that results in 900 plus runs being scored for the entire season to go up to Jim Rice and tell him to shut the fuck up and don't answer any questions about hitting if you're asked a question about hitting by a player in our organization. Like that to me, it's like you better have a top 5 offense in the league if you're going to tell Jim Rice not to pass along some knowledge. And I know like Tyler, I remember the Hub like beat this story to death. We didn't really talk about it a lot because I didn't think it was that big of a deal at the time. But now, seeing how the season has gone, seeing how many fucking 10 plus strikeout games the Red Sox have had, and not just had the 10 plus strikeout games, but their record is horrendous when they strike out at least 10 times, to have that be the result through the first week of June. And that's the type of shit that you were pulling in spring training. That's what we're talking about. It's kind of like the central point of there is a philosophy issue within the organization. There's a fundamental issue that's top to bottom, because like these kids are coming up from the minor leagues and they're unprepared to play big league baseball, especially because the Red Sox are one of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team in the league. Their average age will go down when Roman Anthony comes up. He's 21 years old. So yeah, I think that it is an organizational failure. It's just, I don't know, it's reinforced when I remember shit like this.
No, I think it's fair. And I think you look at the Jim Rice situation, like even if you believe whatever he's saying is outdated, let the guy say what he's going to say, especially if the player walks over to him.
He's a Hall of Famer, man.
When he walks away, do what you do with your grandfather. You know, your grandfather says something crazy. You don't interrupt him. You let him. Right. Yeah, you beat him to death. You let him say what he says. And then when you go into the other room, you go, don't take that so literally, you know? But I think for the Red Sox, where you sit there and really question things, and this is what I'm talking about with like situational hitting. Right now, the Red Sox have 21 more strikeouts than any other team in all of baseball with runners in scoring position. That's simply just not understanding what to do in certain spots there. Because yes, I think they're top 3 in all of baseball in strikeouts, but K percentages are like bottom 5, bottom 6 right in that area. But that's the stuff where I mentioned Carlos Narvaez earlier. It's knowing how to put the ball in play in certain spots, what you need to do in certain situations. Even something like Abraham Toro, it shines through. It's like, oh, that guy knows to put the ball in play, or what he needs to do to lift a sac fly in a big spot like he did today. It just feels like that's missing with so much of the Red Sox younger core right now. It doesn't mean what you do in the minors isn't great either. Like, you can be so incredible at turning someone into a good hitter like you did Christian Campbell, and he breaks through and he becomes a top 10 prospect. That's a different thing than situational hitting and knowing how to win baseball games.
This isn't the perfect comparison, but it's the only thing that I can sort of relate to. Is like, I have been working out for 15 years, but I haven't done the same workout for 15 straight years. Like, I'm always learning. I'm always researching. I'm always like, I'll look at different like fitness people on TikTok, see what works for them, try it, see if that works for me. And that should apply to hitting. Like if you look at Aaron Judge's batting stance from when he first came up, or you look at his batting stance in college and where his hands are and where his feet are and all of that stuff, it's constantly evolving. So just because someone like me, if I'm gathering information from all these different corners, it doesn't mean I'm implementing all of it. It's just nice to be aware of it so I know the difference between A, B, and C. And if a hitter wants to go talk to Jim Rice about hitting, it's like, I want to hear his perspective. Maybe there's something that he said that maybe I won't...
it just clicks in your brain sometimes.
Like maybe I won't implement it exactly, but maybe I can do a variation of what he's saying. If you're the Red Sox and you're just trying to put down a wall between the players and information that they can go grab, if they are like, they should be happy that their players care enough to seek out information from guys that are in the Hall of Fame.
They should be happy that Jim Rice wants to give it, that these guys want to give out that information, especially with how shitty this team has been.
Why else is Jim Rice there? Like the games didn't start yet. He's not doing pre and post. He's hanging around spring training, getting paid to do it, presumably, so that he can fucking talk to the young guys and give advice, especially if he's being asked directly for it. He's not, like he said, I'm not just like walking up to Christian Campbell and being like, hey, son, you know, I see this in your swing, like you should try this, or that, and changing his whole swing. If a kid goes, and I'm just guessing, I'm not saying it was Campbell, but like a right-handed hitter putting 2 and 2 together, if Campbell goes up to Jim Rice and says like, hey, like, are you seeing anything with my swing? Like, are my hands in the right spot? Where would you stand? Like, how far apart would your legs be? All that shit. Like, it doesn't mean that he's going to go and try and emulate Jim Rice in the batter's box. But if Jim is explaining, here's why I did this, then it's like, okay, I can take some info here, I can take some info there, and then I can see how it plays for me. It's just 100%. Weird that they're like guarding their players when like they themselves clearly do not have it figured out.
Are they guarding their players or are they guarding coaches who can't figure it out?
I don't know. It's a good question, Coley.
Both are bad.
Both are not good. Yeah.
I was trying to think of the only this year for Pete Fatsi. Like usually you hear these stories, whether it's a pitcher figures something out or a hitter works something out. The only thing I feel like we've heard for Pete Fatsi this year that's been a big win is that he helped Bregman with his mechanics. Besides that, like it doesn't seem like we've heard much of adjustments or like, oh, it clicked for this guy. Like he's really helping me get there. Like Jaron Duran's just doing what he did a year ago with the leg kick, which he said himself did not come from Pete Fatsi. That was something he has always kind of gone back and forth with. So I don't know, as you see a Campbell struggle and those things kind of continue over the course of a year, you do wonder what that relationship's like and why the Red Sox felt Dylan Lawson had to be on this staff, who was with these guys last year at the upper minor league levels, Yankees hitting coach in 2023, very heavy analytical approach. Where he factors in, is it a pull? Is it everyone on the same page? Because say what you will about Pete Fatsi, Cora's made sure he stayed on this staff when I think there's been a couple times the last few years where nobody would have been surprised if he was fired at the end of the year. Not to a point where he's awful, but I don't think anyone looks at Pete Fatsi and thinks he's doing anything revolutionary. He's fine. And I know baseball, if you're a fine hitting coach, you survive usually until your team doesn't hit and then you get fired. But you know the guys that are great at it, the guys that are special at it, you know, Tim Hires when he was here.
I don't know who deserves the credit, and it's only one game, but the most recent game we watched them play, I thought their approach to a guy, and Lou called it out all throughout the game, but Soriano does induce a lot of ground balls because people try and pull everything, especially right-handed hitters, and everybody, except for Rafaela, who they've been yelling at to stop pulling the ball or to stop pushing the ball. Everyone went the other way with it. Everyone. It was why they got right back into the game. Everyone was just taking what the pitch gave them, which is not how this lineup typically looks on a game-to-game basis. So I don't know who, if that was Fatsi, if it was whoever, but they also have told Rafael to pull the ball and he wins the game, pushing it directly down the right field line. So just all very funny.
When I look ahead and you wind up dead, if you don't listen to what Steve says, even then you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor shed. With a look ahead. With a look ahead. Billy's gummy bears. Chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather look ahead is brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
Chew them with your mouth.
You chew them with your damn mouth. The Red Sox head to the stinky Bronx to take on the New York Yankees for the first time in 264 days. It has been quite some time.
I hate
those
the Yankees.
Bums.
Boo.
They are the worst. I think they suck.
Yeah, they suck, dude.
I think they've always sucked.
Yeah,
dude.
I hate them.
I hate him with everything in my being.
Mm-hmm. They don't have
Game
any good
one,
players.
They blow and suck. Game 1, Friday night, 7:05 p.m. Eastern. First pitch, 76 degrees.
What the fuck, really? Let's go. All right. I love it. Nice little Friday night 76er in the Bronx.
You can't beat that.
76 in the Bronx. That's warm enough to wear a jersey, but it's not too warm to where the trash is gonna smell in New York City. That happens around like 81. Once it hits 81, you're gonna smell the fucking trash of New York City from First Street all the way to 161st. I think that's where Yankee Stadium. Yeah, it smells like shit.
Typically in the it's so shitty. In the 7s, you don't normally smell it. Once it gets to 8, you do start to smell the trash.
76 is not heating up the trash.
No.
It's heating up
very
the socks,
close, though.
It's heating up the socks, though, right?
Yeah, they could sweep the Yankees, technically. I was about to skip to the next one. Mostly cloudy, by the way. In game 1, 21% chance of rain, but should be fine. 6-mile-an-hour winds. Game 2.
I don't like that. All right.
No, it's going to be fine.
All right.
Game 2, Saturday night, 7:35 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 70 degrees. Showers. Doesn't look great on Saturday, actually. 35%
is it going to rain, you say?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, it's going to be potentially raining most of the day, starting around 1 p.m.
And that's going to end when, you think?
I believe 11 p.m. So it's scattered, so but it's scattered, Jerry. Scattered showers.
Okay, so you think what time do you think they're going to start the game?
I can't give you that right now. I think they start on time. That's when you go, oh, there you go. You said something.
Yeah, but so there's going to be a delay or not? It's going to be like a...
I don't think any delay on Saturday night. That's my guess right now. I'm not going to put an SBG on it. 2-mile-an-hour winds.
This is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be a bad night.
Crochet start may only go 3 because...
Remember that, what was it, that Duran debut against Cole where they had some tomfoolery going on there with the weather?
Yeah.
Where they brought the tarps out. They should have brought them out earlier, but they made sure it was the official game. It was some BS.
Yeah.
Was that the same game Verdugo got into it with the fan? Is that all the same night?
I think it was the same series. I don't know if it was the same game. Might have been.
I'm sure he did it every game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it was just one game that Doogie did that. What a great player. Yeah, game 3, Sunday night baseball, the massacre in the Bronx. Whoa. What? Hey. Come on now. 7:10 p.m. first pitch for the massacre, 69 degrees, mostly sunny. 20% chance of rain, but should be fine. 5-mile-an-hour winds.
That's crazy.
Is that Connor Wong's music? We got game 1 and game 3, I think, are going to be very good weather-wise. Comfy nights at the Bronx in that stinky location. So you should be fine in those. Game 2, no promises. That is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. You chew them with your mouth.
It's going to smell like fucking shit.
I think it's going to smell the most like shit on Saturday, because then it's like the rainy trash.
Yeah. How much?
The shit index is high on Saturday. How much what?
How much money to drink a puddle in New York City?
Oh. Where New York City's big. What part in New York City?
I mean, there's no fucking puddle I'm drinking in New York. Does it really matter?
Times Square puddle would be pretty rough.
Any part of New York
They're
City.
all bad puddles.
Yeah, there's no
great, but I feel like there's some that are near, downtown Manhattan. There's some parks down there. Those puddles might not be as bad.
No, get the Tribeca parks.
Is this fresh off a rainstorm, or is this it's maybe it rained 2-3 days ago?
There could be pee.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like, I mean, it doesn't matter because it's gonna like
There's pee regardless.
yeah, there's pee, there's poo poo. Yeah, it's gonna be like
poo. I'm not doing it. I'm not.
yeah,
doing
there's gonna be rat poop. I mean, there's human poop everywhere in New York City.
It's poop.
Mm.
Poop.
Do you get a
So-
straw or do you have to like lick it up like a puppy?
You gotta
lick
slip
it up.
You gotta get down on all fours and lick it up like a dog.
How much to lick up a puddle of pee and poo poo in New York City? He's like, I could make a video out of this. This might actually crush. Get
I
some
just got another
ideas.
cameo while I was sitting here.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Fuck, man. That
Half
is
a million, maybe.
$500,000. You don't even have to drink the whole puddle. You could just like have like
Thank Christ.
like a
couple sips,
a glass worth, like a
Oh, a glass is a lot. Oh,
not like a
is
full,
alright.
not an 8-ounce glass, like a 4-ounce glass.
is that a mini Coke? Is 0 or is that a regular?
No, that's like a shot.
If it's a
4
mini, I might do a mini for 400,000.
This is how many ounces is this? 7.5.
What's the worst that's gonna
ounces.
happen? I'm gonna puke.
Oh, you're gonna die.
I mean, that's
you'd probably
almost half of
you'd probably get death.
Instant disease for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like check off all the hepatitises. You've got them all now.
C's the only one you really got to avoid, though, right?
I don't think any of them are good. I don't think you want.
Yeah,
it.
you don't.
Can't you get rid of them though?
I don't know. I don't know. There might be a titus that stays with you.
If you can get rid of the Titus, that's fine. I mean, half a milli, like you're gonna be feeling great for a long time if you can just clear out a bad couple weeks from the pee pee poo poo.
Oh, you would be pooping like crazy if you drank.
I know,
this
but if I
bottle.
knew there was an end in sight to the poop, like
Yeah.
$500,000, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think it's worse than that. You could. Yeah, I don't know.
Death is certainly on the table. Yeah.
Death is possible. Yeah.
Let me ask the internet. Let's see. If I drank a puddle in New York City, what are the health risks?
Call 911 or contact
Let's
your local
see.
police station.
Drinking a puddle in New York City or any urban area is extremely risky and potentially dangerous. Here are the primary health risks you'd face. Bacterial infections, sewage runoff, animal feces, dogs, rats, birds, human waste or trash. Possible outcomes: E. coli or salmonella. Leptospirosis is a bacterial
spirosis,
disease
yep.
spread through
Don't
rat
want the lep.
urine, can cause flu-like systems, liver, kidney damage.
Systems.
Parasitic infections. Contaminated puddles may harbor parasites like Giardia and Cryptosporidium. And these can cause intense gastrointestinal distress, dehydration, and long recovery periods. We didn't consider this one. Chemical contamination. New York streets often have gasoline and oil runoff, heavy metals, industrial and cleaning chemicals, drinking contaminated.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Drinking water contaminated with these can cause organ damage, neurological symptoms, cancer-causing effects over time. Viral risks. Less common, but still possible. Exposure to hepatitis A. There's the titus. We knew we would see them. Some viruses can be present in contaminated water due to fecal matter or other waste. Antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Urban environments are a hotspot for superbugs, bacteria resistant to standard treatments. If infected, treatment could be much harder. Bottom line, even a small sip from a New York City puddle could make you very sick. If you've already done this, monitor your symptoms like nausea, fever, fatigue, or diarrhea. See a doctor immediately if anything unusual develops. You may need antibiotics or antiparasitics depending on the exposure and symptoms.
I disagree with the last part where it says see a doctor immediately. Do not tie up and waste the time of our medical professionals if you're drinking puddles in the streets. Like
let's just let it play out at that point.
You don't deserve survival. Like you don't at all.
But what about like there's people that are dumb and then there's people that got $500,000 like Steve.
The 500,000 deserve the doctors even less.
500,000
You got your
racks,
price
though, for the people
You
you
got your price.
water.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
racks, fam.
A lot of racks, dude.
Fine. It may ruin just like drinking beverages again. Like if you survive, you're gonna think about those sips for the rest of your life.
I mean, we got to factor in, this might not be some bad New York water. There's a chance it's not the bad stuff, that it doesn't have the chemicals in the pee-pee or poo-poo. It's not 100% pee-pee poo-poo. There's no chance.
I would say it's 99.9%.
It has to be 100%.
No.
There's got to be.
We're not
like
factoring in parks and stuff. Like there's puddles that aren't.
Dogs
not all
are
puddles are created
pee-pee and
equal.
poo-poo and all. And homeless people
normally
everywhere.
in specific spots. No, I know. Trust me, we both live there.
You could get the
it's
horse
bad.
shit.
It's really bad.
Near Central Park.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the horses would be tough. That is
Rats
true.
and dogs and
But
horses
500
and
rocks.
people. Yeah, I'm not doing it. If you're gonna ask me, I'm not doing it.
That's big.
Would you do it, Jared?
No.
Okay.
No, not me. I'm not drinking that puddle.
Okay.
Yeah. Nope. What about you, Cake? I bet you fucking suck that shit down in 2 seconds.
I'm all set for now.
I'm sorry, Cake? What did you?
I said I'm all set for now.
Yeah, no, I fucking heard you.
I thought he was going to say that's why he's like this.
Been guzzling puds.
Yeah, we fucking got it, buddy. Pipe down.
I need Cake to go away. I can't keep it going.
I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, well, maybe this weekend.
Yeah,
maybe this weekend. All right. Any final thoughts? Anyone got one? T obviously has one. Go ahead.
Thank you. Shout out Blaze Jordan. Very cool clip today.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coley. I thought about not doing it, but
that's his guy, T.
I know.
I agree.
Come on, T.
I always feel bad when Coley goes, well, I thought you would have mentioned it, Tyler. And then I'm like, damn, I let Coley down.
Blaze is his guy. Come on. He drafted him. That's his
Coley.
That's his son. That's his baby.
Yeah.
Coley, final thoughts?
Cool moment today with Blaze. Hit a home run while his parents were being interviewed. I thought that was pretty neat. So I was probably going to talk about, Blaze Jordan like I did last time. Double.
Kind of like you have for like the last like 3-4 years.
Yeah, no, I've listened. Yeah. But no, other people can do it too. It's okay.
Steve?
Yeah, I got two that are kind of conflicting. First one, and Coley, I don't know if you knew about this because you're on top of the snack game, but Reese's filled pretzel. What? He knows snacks. What?
I heard about these.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
I had never known that these were a thing.
I did not know.
I did not know that they had Reese's filled pretzels, and I got them delivered. I'm like, holy shit! Like this changed the game. I was going into it. I'm thinking, all right, there's no way these are going to be as good as they look because they look incredibly good.
Yeah, and
they're absolutely delicious. And the thing I love about anytime you get the peanut butter filled pretzels or anything like that are in a bag, you just get so much more bang for your buck. That's what I love because I like eating snacks. Like I like to snack, and a lot of times the snacking is over before you want it to be over. It's like, no, I have more snacking in me. Right. Anytime you get this kind of a snack with the filled pretzels, they always got more for you. You put your hand in, there's always more in there. So I think that's honestly one of my favorite snacks ever, and I've only had it once. So shout out to Reese's for crushing the game. Having said that, I got to lose some lbs. I feel like I've gotten too fat. I want to get down to 192. That's the target weight. That's what I was in 2019, and that was a fun time. I think I might have snuck up on that in 2018. Someone said that in the chat. So. You can shame me on the Twitter machine if you want.
What are you now, fatty?
207 right now. I got to lose 15.
Oh, you're not even. Shut up. You're not even.
This isn't. I'm not doing the like I'm fat thing. I'm saying I want to get to a better weight. I want to get to a better
what?
Weight. 192.
Imagine I weigh more than
pounds.
Steve.
That would be crazy.
How tall are you, Steve?
6'2".
6'2".
Imagine a world where I weigh more than Steve. Big
it could happen.
Head Peralt.
I'm telling you, once I lose weight, I do lose fat on the face because like I have a bigger head than normal right now because I'm at 207. 208.
You are sneaky thick, Jared. There is some thickness to you.
Huh?
Not in a bad way, in a good way. Like,
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Elaborate, T. Yeah.
No, but
I mean-
just like your arms and shit. Like you're not like a.
There's nothing sneaky
Your
about
side
it. Like
body.
I feel like,
Yeah, a
my
little bit of
side
that.
body. Yeah, like I'm
He's got
meaty
a
as
thick side
fuck,
body.
dude.
Yeah, he's
Like
a big fat son.
I've even been fucking focusing on these fucking legs recently, and I'm seeing something. So
I've said it many a time. Jared should be fat, like
I should
really
be
fat. But
Yeah.
you dodge the bullets.
Me too.
yeah, like I'm a thick boy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you see me from the back. You're like, damn, boy, like that thing.
Is that
thick.
Carlos Rodon? Yeah.
There's some ass
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
dude. If you slap me on the back, it sounds like you went into a fucking meat locker and just whacked a big fucking pork. You know what I'm
What does
saying?
it sound like?
The whack. It's thick. It's got like.
It
it's
sounds
got
like the word. That's what it sounds
yes,
like.
it's got.
looking
It's
at a
got
pork.
like. It's got like some bass. It's got some
Sounds like
bass to it.
wapow. Okay.
Yeah, like
yep.
it's not hollow. Like it's got the same consistency all around. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not like a. You know what I'm saying? And like if I punch a wall and it's got what's that shit called? Fucking
Asbestos.
no, what's the shit called?
Oh,
The-
paint.
Drywall. Sheetrock.
No, the stuff, the pink stuff.
Oh, yeah. Insulation.
Oh.
Insulation.
Yeah, like a wall
The
is
Pink
going to have a
Panther stuff.
drywall, but then on the inside, it's going to be like kind of hollow, but it's going to have some insulation in there. Like basically, like my back is like a wall that's got like fucking gallons of tuna in there. You know what I mean?
Doesn't that shit look so
Gallons.
tasty?
Huh?
Insulation, like you never
like
wanted-
cotton candy a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, it's called cotton candy, dude. It doesn't look like, yeah.
I wanted to eat that shit so bad, man.
No one's
Just get a
stopping
cotton candy, you know? I think I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure insulation has like glass in it.
Yeah, you die.
fiberglass. It's
No,
fine.
you shouldn't eat it. Yeah, I wouldn't eat that for anything.
Pass,
You can put
pass on that.
fiberglass in your mouth. I promise.
Hit me up on Cam.
I do that
Mhm. Mhm.
daily. On the daily, I'm always eating that glass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cakes takes.
I was just flipping through the schedule. It's really not looking good for Jake. He's currently projected to come back in the second week of July. We got a 3-game set against the Rockies.
Oh,
I don't feel great about that.
We are not going
We're
to
losing.
sweep the
They're the
Rockies.
hottest team
You
in
were losing
June.
in June.
Come on now.
yeah. They just swept the Marlins today. So I hope it happens. It's not gonna, but I hope it does.
We can't
I miss
be
Jake,
much better than the Rockies since we played them last time.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know,
true.
man.
Or
Is
is that
series?
series in Colorado?
Yeah.
Win that series?
Oh, Trevor Story
No, they
homecoming.
dropped 2 out of 3. And
Right, that's what I thought. And Reese got chirps. Yeah,
Yeah, and that was fun.
Oh yeah, that was
They did.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
that's at Fenway T.
That's when Trevor Story flipped to the other side. And worked against the Red Sox.
Yeah.
It's like I know these guys. These are good
he
guys.
was out there like Jonathan Majors.
It's like Trevor. You haven't been there in like half a decade, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was hurt though, so this is kind of his moment.
Yeah.
Thank
all right. I hope everyone's enjoying their off day today, and we will be back. That's going to be a motherfucker. Back-to-back
Oh.
Sundays. That
Gonna
is
hate
be
it. Coming off a
late.
series loss, maybe a sweep.
Oh God, we're gonna start at like 10:30.
I might be a
man.
maybe on Sunday.
That's
yeah,
fine.
me too. Honestly,
I got to
Yeah,
do
me too.
headlines on Monday.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, shit.
I got headlines Monday.
I
Fuck.
got shit to do. So,
I got.
Yeah.
I think I'm a street sweeper on. Fuck, I have this thing
Right.
early Monday.
It's only my
Yeah,
second
oh.
time doing it. I don't want to fuck it up.
yeah, me neither.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I got shit. Yeah.
I got to go to the ankle doctor on Monday. Shit.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys back here Monday morning, maybe. I guess. I don't know. Go Red Sox. Ba-doop, doop, ba-doop, 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 doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.